Hello and welcome to Roll For It, the last ditch, season 2 episode. How does it work? 9. I think it's 9. Welcome in, welcome
That's
everyone.
math, yeah.
And we have a new cast today. More from them in a moment. But first, let's get all the announcements and all that stuff out of the way so that they can have their fun. A couple of different things going on this week. We've got the Ascension GM notes. A whole bunch of that stuff is coming very soon over on the Patreon for our Dungeons & Dragons campaign on Thursdays. Lots of GM maps and things like that. Also, the final character sheets for VTM Silence of Shadows came out this past week because I'm slow, but you've got them now. You've got the final state of the characters at the end of Season 2. And the biggest thing is that we have a new show starting next week on Saturdays. Now that Mass Effect Mercs is over, we have a new show which is, I don't have an asset for it, but it's Call of Cthulhu, gemmed by London Carlisle and featuring cast members Grant Ellis, Katie Peters, Vandy, and Enter Elysium, if I have my notes right. Fortunately, I don't have a picture for you, but you can be hyped about that either way. We'll be tweeting some stuff out as we get closer to that. So very excited. We've never done Call of Cthulhu before. It's going to be awesome. That is that stuff. So even though the announcements are particularly exciting, they're pretty short, so we can get straight to the shilling. Roll For It is able to do all the cool stuff that it does and have all of these cool people on that you're going to be meeting very soon. Thanks to your support in various places, but mainly on Patreon. We have a Patreon where you can support us at a whole bunch of different tiers, give you a whole bunch of different rewards, including but not limited to MP3s of all of our shows, after shows we record. After every show, we talk about what happens in the show. You can get character sheets, you can get enemy character sheets and stats, secret GM behind-the-scenes notes, plots, plans, maps, all that kind of thing. You can submit names for NPCs that will get used randomly throughout our campaigns. You can watch the monthly recaps where the admins talk about the events of the previous month and how things are going for Roll For It as a whole. And then if you're crazy, you can support us at the Legend tier, which means you can take part in a once-monthly game gemmed by a member of the Roll For It cast. And then if you support us at Deity tier, we run out of things we can give you, and we just give you a personal thank you video for being awesome and so incredibly supportive. So there's other places you can support us too. I just realized I'm like, is there a supporter today? I don't think there is, but I should have checked that before. I don't think there is because it's the 2nd of May. Start of the month there usually isn't one. Otherwise, every episode of Last Ditch gets a supporter because they love this thing. You can also support us on Twitch. You can drop us bits which appear in the cup, and you can it used to kind of adorn Sheepy's beard. These days it's more of kind of a shirt decoration, but we did consider recently making a beard-shaped cup to just lean into it a little bit more. So we might do that at some point. You can also give us tips. They appear on the screen and read them out at the end of the show to thank you for being awesome and supporting the episode. And also you can subscribe on Twitch, of course, which gives you emotes and badges and immediate access to the VODs. Normally you'd have to wait 24 hours for them to appear on the YouTube. Speaking of YouTube, you can become a YouTube member over there. That gives you emotes and badges over there. And being a YouTube member, Twitch subscriber, or Patreon supporter, all give you access to our Discord, where you can hang out with us and other fans of the show and talk about the shows and other random things too. We got a gaming room, we got a roleplay room, we got, of course, the rearguard room, where you can get involved in the war effort. You can make dice rolls that will affect the campaign and help or hinder our cast, depending on how the luck goes for you. So roll well, do your best, will those dice to give low numbers, and logistics and signals don't break because we need you. So you can do all that stuff over there. You just have to pop into the room and there's pins and all that thing to tell you how to join the rear guard and get rolling. And also, of course, you can support us just by being here, just by showing up. You're already being a huge help. Showing up and contributing to the view count makes the websites like us more and the algorithms approve of us more. Commenting and pressing all the various buttons, the bells and whistles that are all over all the pages of the medias and the social medias, all the different kinds of medias. They all help massively to spread the word of Roll For It and introduce more people to the cool shows that we do so that they can love them too. And we super appreciate either way if you're supporting us at all, even just being here. Right. Let's introduce the cool people that we have here today. You've seen them all in various different places on Roll For It before. Some sooner, some recently, some less recently. So let's have them all introduce themselves. I'm going to nominate someone because otherwise they'll either all want to go or none of them will want to go. Let's start in the top left with Eric Vulgaris.
Hey, thank you, Bentham. Hi, everybody. Super happy to be here. My name's Eric. I work for Roll20, and I'm mostly known for right now running a giant West Marches game on my Discord, doing Forbidden Lands, which free leagues, super cool place, and also running Pendragon these days, the Great Pendragon campaign. So those are the two things I've been rocking with right now. But I'm so excited as soon as I got the recruitment poster to join up with the Imperial Guard. How could I say no? And when I have fellow folks like these in my platoon, absolutely, I'm here. We marry few. We band of brothers or whatever. Let's do it. Okay, I wouldn't miss this.
All right. And over to Little Red Dot, who you've of course seen in a few places before.
Hi, friends. This is what I really look like. For once on Roll For It, I actually look like what I look like. So yeah. Thanks for having me back. I'm excited. I've had a break. I took some weekends off, and here I am. I don't know anything about 40k. Nothing, y'all, except for what I've learned in the past, few weeks as we've prepped for this thing. So I'm sorry, Sheepy, in advance. Because I'm gonna have questions, and you know that I'm here to cause shenanigans. So I'm very excited.
All right, down to the bottom left with Trooper.
Hello, I'm Trooper SJP. You saw me here last in the Parallel Killer. That was exciting. And then you saw me in a Good Strong Hands as well. And you might have seen me in the Legends tier game I did last month, maybe. And I'm super excited to be here because I have always wanted to be a rebel soldier, trying to fight out against the rest of the team. And so I'm really excited that we get to do something really cool and different, where we get to be the rebellion that I think everybody else is trying to quash. So that's kind of cool. So, we got the call, and when I was like, oh, we could do something cool like this. And I was like, oh, neat. Okay, cool. My experience with 40k is the card game from Fantasy Flight Games, where I love my Tau deck, made a great Tau deck. They were awesome. I feel like it's maybe a little bit different than the other 40k things, but look, I still have my cards. If anybody wants to play Warhammer Conquest, virtually, I'm down for it. And but that's me. And look out, all you folks in chat, because we're coming for you as our volunteers, rebel volunteers. That's me.
And last but definitely not least, Kira.
Hi, I'm Kira McGran. I'm a queer non-binary game designer in Columbus, Ohio. I recently successfully kickstarted my newest game, Fly Softly, which is a solar punk game where you play hybrid butterflies in the future. It's super weird. So check that out. That's still on Kickstarter. And even though it's done, I think you can still, I don't know how Kickstarters work these days. They're different now, a year later. I recently worked on the new Ravenloft that's coming out, which probably everyone has heard of. So that's super cool. I love Gothic horror. So Warhammer 40k is a pretty good fit for me. Gothic horror in space, here for it. The last time I played Warhammer 40k, it was a campaign with my friends where I played one of the Sisters of Battle, who are one of my favorite character types of all time. They're so ridiculous and amazing. So stoked to just play a soldier this time. Or are we soldiers? Just soldiers this time? I guess we'll find out.
All right, and we'll hand it over to Sheepy, who of course you already know and love, and now, like the rest of you, I get to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Okay. So, we have had a few, excuse me, there we go. We've had, already had one cast. They jumped in. They were skirmishers for the 21st. They were a tank crew for the 1-4. But you know what we haven't looked at yet? What we haven't looked at is what the enemy's doing, what the Katic rebels are doing. So we will fade in on the walls of Katic near Seer Curates at the top right-hand corner of the Katic urban area with just a little bit of background bombing going on because we are in a war. And we will meet archatic, newly fresh volunteers who are currently standing guard duty on the wall, looking out across the plains, off towards the huge forest in the distance near the peninsula, where the dreaded Imperial Guard regiments are waiting to attack you, take your homes, and put you back under the heel of the Imperium. So, now that you have a little bit of an idea of where you are and what you're doing, we have our 4 players, and you are both in groups of 2 on the walls. Essentially, the walls are big, very tall concrete type constructions. You have, if you look in the bottom left of the Roll20, you'll see a little map right there. So just to give you the basics of what you know as a volunteer, kind of signed on to the Katic rebel forces. The 2 black dots on the map are the positions where you currently are, the guard post positions on the wall. I will ping. Oh no, I will ping them for you. Just there. And
Oh,
there.
I see. Okay, got you. Gotta scroll down. Check.
Yeah. The other things you know is try and ignore that blue dot. That was.
Can you shift ping us? I missed that. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
So there and there. The yellow dots are the barracks for the volunteers and for this section of the defenses. The orange dot is the mess hall, and the double blue dot down in the bottom left, which I'll shift ping just to, you know, is a house that one of you owns and lives in when you're on your civilian time. So I think what we'll do to begin with is just go down to one of the groups of 2. Let's go with I'll do same as Bentham and pick someone so no one has to volunteer. You've already volunteered. Why volunteer twice? Let's go with Trooper and who's with Trooper? Does anyone? You know what? Does anyone want to volunteer? Okay. So Trooper and Eric, would you like to introduce your characters? And I'll set the scene a little bit more once you have.
Sure. So we're on the post. Volunteer Canicus is currently talking to Volunteer Tortoise, trying to get her opinion on our sort of version of the Guardsman Primer that we have. And I think, well, you know, I don't understand why some of the pages are blank in the back. It just seems like it's a wasted printing space. Why did they do that?
And Volunteer Tortoise, she's a redhead, and she's got her hair sort of like, you're supposed to be be in good regulations, right? Let's all sort of bound up and off your collar and all of that. But we are fresh recruits and volunteers, and we're rebels, so it's not like we have the best of everything. And so like her hair is sort of pulled up in a bun, but little strands are sort of falling down, and she's got her helmet on. She's sort of short. She's probably like 5'1" or 5'2", but clearly has, I would say, she has the look of somebody who's probably worked for a lot in her life, like in a factory or something like that. So she's had a hard life, and you can tell in her like, she looks like sun-kissed and she looks like the kind of gal that you wouldn't want to get in a fight with on the pub. She's that kind of gal, and like. Canicus is asking again about these things, and she's got her rifle, and she's trying to pay attention to all of these sort of Imperial guards who are just outside on the other side of this wall with all their weapons trying to murder us, right? And she's like, "Oi, Canicus, when it doesn't matter what's on the primer, we're supposed to be paying attention to guard duty, right? I mean, where's our captain and everything? I mean, they're gonna take our arms."
Oh, Sure, but it clearly says be alert, and then the next page is blank. What kind of bloody mess is that?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. But just be alert. I mean,
All
okay. Wait. All right. So, give it to me. Give it me.
Yeah.
How many troops have we got on this side of the line right now? Right on the wall. How many troops we got? You got any numbers?
I believe it was 37. 38 if you count Dickens, but I'm not sure if he. Let's just say 37.
Who counts Dickens? Nobody counts Dickens. Dickens is always drunk. All right, so don't 37. All right. Do you know chain of command? Who's your commander? Who's your captain? All right, that's. No, it's not good.
They're replaced so quickly.
A couple of troopers walk past you, like kind of las guns, kind of like slung on around their waists. Like they don't pay attention to you, but they just kind of walk past on patrol, basically.
Like,
Salutable or?
I call out to him.
Yeah.
Oi!
Yeah.
Canicus don't know his chain of command. Tell him. Who's the captain?
I don't know. We signed up and we just got put here. I think there's a sergeant you can speak to about shift rotation. But
Don't nobody know nothing?
No, like I like listen to that and like you hear the bombs dropping and everything. Like those Imperial guards, they're dropping all sorts of things on the city right now.
I swear, I was told when I volunteers was going to be like a professional thing, and we're going to like know our stuff and know everything. And I feel like nobody's taking this seriously. Like, how are we supposed to go and like defend ourselves? We don't know what's what.
Well,
I'm so embarrassed.
Well, what I was told was take gun, point at enemy, and pull trigger. So
Yeah.
past that.
You don't have to defend if you're always attacking. Duh.
Yeah.
But we are defending. That's why we're on the wall.
Yeah, but we're defending through offense, right?
Has there been any sign of movement outside yet?
No.
Quiet.
Not yet. Well, mostly quiet.
Well, yeah, but I don't like all this. I don't like all this bombing. We don't have enough. We don't have enough in our air force to keep them at bay.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
These people, these Imperial guards or whatnot, right? This ain't their own. They're not gonna stick here long, right? We just gotta, stick it out and we'll win, right?
I mean, I hope so. Like,
mean-
we're told that we just have to hold out and eventually they'll give up. So
Yeah.
I figure, right, because they haven't even attacked us properly, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, like a couple of small forces landed on the planet. What's that? I'm sure we're already kicking them back off.
Yeah. Well, Canicus was saying something about how they got really good weaponry and armor, way more than we got. But I mean, we gotta like keep our spirits if we can't get demoralized.
I heard that there was a little force sent out off into the forest and that. Few tanks, Lehman Ross and everything, and they wiped the floor with them. And they're out there now, like, guarding a kind of a little bunker where they're gonna be harassing the enemy from the side. So just a little bit of background for you as players.
Wait, we're in a bunker? We got people in a bunker?
Yeah. Well, so from what I've heard, at least this is what the recruitment officer told me. He said that we got an underground bunker that's like we can move troops out of and harass the enemy, so that even if they try and attack us, they're going to be attacked from multiple sides in that. And just a little side note for you guys as players, this did happen, except for they got destroyed, and the bunker is now in the hands of the enemy. But you don't propaganda and intel and everything. You haven't been told that as troopers.
Mm-hmm. Well, if we got a bunker, that's something, right? We'll be all right.
Yeah. I reckon they'll attack a couple of times, realize that we're too well dug in, we're too well defended. At least this urban area. Like we're lucky to be here. It's bombing aside. And they'll just be like, well, it's not worth it, and they'll just leave. Like, that's what I've been told.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Kenny, because
Anyway,
you're not worried, right? About your family or anything? No.
Yeah, the food here is so good.
Yeah. I mean, hey, is it true what I heard that them Imperials, like they don't take no prisoners, they just come in and kill everybody? Like they kill your family and everything, right?
yeah,
Everyone?
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, like, but we're not going to let that happen.
No,
you know?
no.
Like, it's obvious when you're fighting for your home and for your for your families and that, you're going to fight harder. And these guys are being conscripted. You know, they don't want to be here. They're not soldiers. They're just they're just barbarians with guns. So I reckon we'll see him off too sweet.
Yeah.
But anyway, I should carry on patrol, otherwise I'm going to get in trouble. Tell you what, how about on my round, I'll come back. I'll bring you a couple of cups of recaf. Recaf is kind of like coffee. I'll bring you a couple of cups of recaf for you lads, because you know.
What's the season?
I mean, whatever you. Sorry.
Is it chilly? You know, like, are we like got our cloaks on and we're like doing this on the wall? Like,
no,
what are we?
It's kind of temperate.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
There's on and off raining, but it hasn't been raining for a little while. So.
Okay.
Oi, troops. Come here. Before you go, one last thing. Don't tell nobody, but I heard that they said, and I think it's a lie, but I don't know.
Right.
I heard they said that one of our commanders was in some kind of talks with them. That's what I heard.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Well, that could be good.
Could be good. I hope.
Could be bad.
If they're already wanting to talk, maybe they want to, like, you know, organize kind of a peace and be on their way already. Maybe we've given them too much than they could handle.
Maybe. But they told me not to say nothing about it. It was like a secret thing. So but that's
yeah,
we're
I won't tell anyone, you know. I'll keep it mum.
Yeah, but maybe the thing is going to be over and everything, and like we'll be done.
That'd be nice. Oh, anyway, yeah. You know, keep a weather eye on the horizon, and I'll be back in a little bit with some recap for you both. And he kind of
Stellar
nods and walks off. Incidentally, even though it probably wasn't your intent, that rumor is going to start spreading because nothing gossips like soldiers.
Maybe it'll give them hope.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll shift over to the other two volunteers on the other side of the gates. Incidentally, a little bit of an extra info that you would know. On the map, you can see there's actually 3 gates. The other 2 have been sealed off and essentially like turned into wall. They were originally gates and now they're just walls.
So now there's a single entrance.
Yeah, they're a little bit weaker than the standard parts of the wall. But you do have the one set of gates that you are currently guarding because there are still occasional excursions by the Katic military. Less and less that you've noticed in your brief time here. Additionally, the buildings all outside have been abandoned and kind of left to be just empty and everything. So there's quite a few buildings outside, but they're all abandoned. The walls have been put up, and essentially the Katic military is turtling inside for the most part. So let's meet our other 2 volunteers.
All right, Kira, who's going first?
That means.
I think we see a very handsome young soldier, this volunteer, Ronnie Krawinski. He's fresh-faced, but not too young. But very handsome and kind of dirty. And if it's been raining, you know, your hair always has that like bleh to it after it rains and it gets all wet and it's not been showered. And he stands there like foot on a pedestal of some kind or some kind of rock and is like leaning into his Captain Morgan pose very heroically, staring out across on guard duty.
Cool. Tyler is leaning just next to him, and he's kind of a tall guy. He's got like the shaved sides with like hair kind of falling into his eyes, like the scraggly dark hair. And he's wearing armor that kind of makes him look bulkier than maybe he naturally is. So he's but he's kind of a little tall, I would say. And he's like kind of leaning against the stone wall just next to Ronnie, like, I don't know, gazing kind of darkly out into the forest while idly like playing with like a safety on his gun or something.
Just for a little bit of extra flavor on that, the Katic standard issue like flak armor is one size fits no one. Standard military issue.
Yeah, it's very used. It's got like blast marks on like one of the metal panels on the chest. And it's kind of like foreboding.
I feel like the helmet would kind of come down, be a little bit oversized for the head, and also like, be resting on the ears, which are just a little bit too big when you're gonna like stick it out a bit. It gives me that vibe there of.
You have the idea that Tyler would be very striking if this helmet didn't make him look ridiculous right now.
Yeah. You probably hear Ronnie just go, "Oi!"
Yeah.
Stop with the clicking. You're driving me mad.
Oh, yes. Sorry. It's the waiting.
We're volunteers. What do you expect?
Well, I don't know. I didn't think we'd be standing here for, what is this? Our 14th hour?
I would know the exact time. 13 and 46, in fact.
Very precise. Just like you, Ronnie.
He smiles.
So how much longer do you think it'll be? I mean, I've only seen a few other soldiers walk by and none of them have come to relieve us. I am starving and antsy.
Just hoping we're off before it stops raining again.
Yeah, that was dreary.
Well, do you know any songs or play cards, or you just we're gonna sit here in silence?
Oh, yeah.
A trooper like scuttles past, going towards like, so basically the gates themselves, they're almost like medieval in design, for, you know, as in they have like a descending stairway to get down on each side of the gates, kind of like a little inside the gates, little stairways that you can. And there's a trooper, probably volunteer, scurries past and just like stops and looks at you for a second and says, "Staff Sergeant's doing the rounds, look sharp," and like scurries off and scurries down.
Oh, God, come back here. Come back. When is our shift change coming?
Disappear.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Well, and I straighten up, I double check buttons and like tuck shirts and
start scanning the for both of you, please. Could you roll me an awareness?
I'm very bad at that.
Oh.
Just as you're looking out, it's reasonably dark. It's kind of like, you know, it's not full nighttime yet, but the sun's starting to go down.
That liminal time of twilight.
Okay. Am I doing it as well, or is it?
It's nice.
Is it only Tyler?
But both of you can roll awareness.
Okay.
I assume you're like.
Nope. I'm tucking my shirt in.
Oh yeah, yes. So Tyler,
Yes.
you do see small movements, way off in the kind of like underbrush before the forest. You're not sure if it's enemy activity or if it's your own troops, but they're too far away to really pose any kind of threat. Even like a sniper wouldn't have a good shot at you from here. So it's nothing to worry about, but it's possibly something you want to note or mention. It's it's down to what Tyler thinks, pretty much.
Yeah, Tyler nods towards the direction or the glint or whatever he sees to Ronnie and says, like, heads up.
Ronnie, you see it now too. Don't worry.
Okay. Ronnie finishes up what he's doing and stands at somewhat of an attention, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. So. Very quickly, you hear footsteps, in march step coming towards you, and you hear a voice. I don't believe either of you recognize the person, but you will see the insignia of a staff sergeant, and he does have an actual tag with his name on, which the majority of you do not because you're fresh recruits, which says Lobon, Lobonn. And he says, "Good evening, volunteers."
We salute whatever our salute is.
Yeah.
I trust that your current post on guard has been uneventful and nothing has occurred.
Haven't seen anything.
Very well. Well, hopefully soon you'll be relieved. Unfortunately, the current situation is a little bit chaotic with all our new volunteers rolling in. I will endeavor to go and see what the current state is. Hopefully, in the next hour or so, you will be relieved. Until then, stay strong and have you received your rations for today yet?
No.
You haven't. Oh, well, I'm sure that will be arranged shortly. Aside from that, anything to report?
No. Are you? If we do see something, Captain.
Staff Sergeant.
Sorry. If we do see anything, Sergeant, should we bring it to your attention, or are more sergeants on duty tonight?
There are more sergeants on duty. I am a recruitment officer, just doing the rounds. If you do see something of threat, do raise the alarm. If you see something of note, just note it down and report it to your NCO. You have no idea who your NCO is, just sidebar.
I forget who our sorry, we're so new. Who is our NCO again?
Oh, of course. That would be Sergeant Gag at the Garrison HQ.
Right. Got it, Sergeant. We're on it. You can trust us.
It's true. Sergeant, I have a question. Permission to speak freely?
Yes, volunteer.
You said we're on the lookout?
On the lookout, yes.
For what?
For the enemy.
Does it look a particular way?
It looks
Will
like
I see
us.
it coming?
Yes, well, they look like us, but they are outside of the walls.
So anything that moves outside the walls is considered an enemy?
Yeah, well, mostly yes. However, we do have our own forces outside of the walls. So, probably an enemy, but with the possibility of not being an enemy.
Sergeant, permission to ask a question and speak freely?
Permission granted.
Is there going to be like a training for this or some kind of manual? Because I'm a visual learner, and I feel like I might need some extra help. Maybe somebody who knows what's going on.
Well, trooper, volunteer. Sorry, I haven't caught your name.
Oh, volunteer Ronnie Kowinski, sir.
Korinsky. Well, Korinsky, you love your world?
Yes.
Yes. You love the people of your world?
Yes.
Wonderful. What more training could there be? Compared to these louts who come down looking to take what is ours, you have
No, that's
the
horrible, sir.
strength of a mighty
Yes.
mighty being. You will fight them
So
off.
strong. I am. Yes, of course, sir. He like tightens the gun to his chest. Of course. Anything that moves outside the wall, we will report as the enemy.
Yes, and we will see them off in no short stature.
Yes. Yes.
Very well.
Yes.
It fills my heart with pride to be associated with soldiers such as yourselves. I look forward to defending our homeland with you.
You flatter us.
It will be an honor.
Very well, carry on, and if there is anything of note, either shoot it or note it down.
Shoot and note. You got it, sir.
Got it, Sergeant.
Very good, soldiers. Carry on. And he marches off in step.
What a dunce.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I was really hoping to, come in here and get some real training. I want to be a soldier, not stand on a wall.
Yeah. Learn a few new skills. Our talents are being wasted.
It's true. I'm very talented.
You are. I've seen you.
Yeah, you are. I've seen it. Well, not here on the wall, though, of course, because they got this, just sitting around twiddling our thumbs.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to play cards.
Questions, though. I'm hungry. Did you say cards?
I did.
Yeah. Guns down, right? Like, drops the gun
Yeah.
immediately and sits down to find a flat place to play cards.
Yeah.
So you kind of sit down just slightly off to the lip of the fortifications. Like turn over like an ammo box probably. It probably actually like says grenades on it. It's just like boom, like start flipping out cards. Who's dealing?
Who's dealing?
Well, you said you had cards, so it's probably you.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Tyler.
I'll deal.
Please roll me sleight of hand.
You got it. I'm super great at that.
Take a plus 20 to that though. So just put 20 in the modifier.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow. Okay. It's minus 2.8.
There's probably a little bit of a like nervous tremor. Still not used to being on guard duty. Probably one of the cards just falls off the box and you have to pick it up. But essentially nothing too bad. If you do have any wants to cheat, I'm gonna tell you it's gonna be pretty obvious. But I don't.
Yes. Tyler is going to try and cheat.
Okay.
Yes. And I guess it's not very obvious. Like Ronnie maybe catches like a flick or something of a wrist.
In that case, Ronnie, please roll me a scrutiny with a plus 10.
Okay. Oh,
So
okay.
just put 10 in the modifier.
Just put 10, not plus 10. Okay.
Yes. It's very obvious. And Ronnie is like, this is the thing, is cheating at cards is sometimes difficult, especially when you're sitting right in front of each other and both staring at the deck of cards. So essentially, Roddy, what you see is Tyler dealing out some cards and then like picking up a card to deal it, hesitating for a second, putting it on the bottom of the deck and carrying on to deal them out.
Ronnie definitely sees it.
Yeah,
I don't know if you see
definitely
Ronnie
sees
see it, but Ronnie definitely sees it. And Ronnie goes, you want to get off this wall?
What's that? Do I want to get off the wall?
You want to get off this wall?
I would love to get off this wall. I
I
desire
slap
nothing
the
more.
Cards. I slap the cards from your hand and I go, "Oi!" really loudly. You're cheating! And then I'm gonna dive and tackle you and fight you to draw attention, so they have to take us off the wall.
Tyler's eyes get really wide when Ronnie rolls on top of him.
All right. And you hear the sergeant stomping up the steps. All right. What is this?
He's cheating.
At what?
I would never cheat in my life. I do not know what he's talking about.
At card. I mean, at.
You're on duty and you're
At the
playing
wall.
cards?
No.
Both of you.
It was his idea.
Both
It
of
was not my
you.
idea.
Quiet, volunteers. Both of you will serve an extra hour on duty. No rations. Now pick up your guns and look out towards the enemy.
Tyler kneels down and starts picking up the cards and the guns
You will
and
leave
glares.
the cards there.
God damn it.
Does he have a name? Can I see his name?
Yes. He is Sergeant Gag.
Oh,
It's
the guy
our,
from the headquarters. I go, oh, you're
Yeah.
Sergeant Gag.
I am indeed.
I've heard so many stories about you.
That's very nice, volunteer. But I want you
You're
looking
supposed to
out
be
of
very
the enemy.
brave. And I just start like, I heard this one time that you, and I tell a story, or I start down the rabbit hole.
And he cuts you off and says, Volunteer, stories are for children and for later. I want you both looking out at the enemy. What if they were to sneak up on us and sneak into the city while you're not watching and playing cards? Then all of our families would be dead in their beds.
Permission to speak freely, Sergeant Gag.
Against my better judgment.
We're very astute. We've been up here for a few hours, and I know you said no rations, but if we had the rations, then we might be a little bit more prepared to see the enemy when he's coming. Because right now I'm blinded by my hunger.
But then how would you learn to look at the front where the enemy is, volunteer?
Well,
You are
I
still
promise to eat my
looking at
rations
me.
facing north.
You are still looking at me, volunteer. The enemy is that way.
He spins round like on his heels and he goes, I can still do it from here, Sergeant. I'm just saying, we wants to be the best soldiers we can be.
Right.
And we just sat down for a little break, right? Didn't we? And if we could actually have, say 10 minutes to eat some food and, not piss off the side of this wall, so it'd be real helpful. And then we will come back and I will face north for as many hours as you need.
Well, I tell you what, volunteer. You have shown me some good soldiery. So, I will give you both 10 minutes. In an hour and 10 minutes.
Oh.
And then you will be relieved.
Should we come to you direct for that, sir? Over in headquarters?
I will send some troopers to relieve you.
Yes,
In
sir.
an hour and 10 minutes.
Great, sir.
Yes,
Very well.
sir.
And then you hear him stomping off.
Do you know, and I make sure just loud enough so you know, do you know who that is? That's Sergeant Gag. And I start going back down the rabbit hole. This one time I heard this story where and just totally freaks out over his presence like he's a rock star.
Yeah, there's some stories about Sergeant Gag. Who knows how true or false they may be. And volunteer Canicus and Tortoise, you hear stomping footsteps coming towards you. And you see the insignia of a sergeant and the name tag Gag come up from the stairs and says, "Volunteers."
I elbow you not to salute, Sergeant.
No saluting on the wall. What if there are snipers?
Well, but they can't see us from here. I mean, we're really far away, right? I mean, we're safe.
Snipers generally have things that enhance their vision so they can see better.
Can we get something like that? Because, we don't even got, I mean, we don't got nothing.
You have
Sergeant?
your guns and you have your hearts. That is all you need.
Yeah, what more could you want?
There
Hey?
you go.
Right.
So, volunteers, I have good news. You are being
Oh, we're getting relieved.
you are being relieved. Your stint on guard duty is up. Please head towards the mess to either eat or collect your rations.
Just so you know, reporting. We didn't notice nothing. There was bombing, and other than that, they wasn't coming by. But we got and the two soldiers that came by, I name checked them. They came by. They was real smart, and they had eyes out and everything. And our side of the walls is real professional.
That's good to know, volunteer. I appreciate a well thought out report.
What?
So, and he like turns around. Volunteer Skox, volunteer Soldalo, please relieve these soldiers.
No, Sarge, could I get a quick word?
Of course, Canicus, with me. And he starts walking down the stairs.
The primer. Why are half the pages blank? Makes no sense.
It's because, volunteer, there is so much to learn about being a soldier. You should make your own notes as you go.
Oh, sure. Am I supposed to do that while I'm on duty?
If you like, as long as you're keeping alert and a weather eye.
All right, I'll keep that in mind. Thanks, Sarge.
I'm following behind, right? Yeah. Just like hoping that my battle buddy doesn't say anything too embarrassing, but then it didn't, so it was fine. And I was like, oh,
yeah,
right.
Oh yeah, like the tents, like that's yeah.
It's like, oh, all right. And I suppose my question is, here's my question: do I feel like, I don't know, it's like trooper assessment, you know? As a trooper, do I feel like our sergeant has got our back? Do I feel like he would, like, here's what I want to know, because like we've not been given really good supplies. There's like we're kind of under equipped, and we don't have enough training. I would just like to know if there's a role I can make to find out if if I feel like our sergeant is good, would protect us. Like, do I feel like he's loyal to us? Like, I'm a little nervous about this, you know, like, because again, it's not as professional as I had been told.
I'll tell you what, please roll me your scrutiny.
Okay. Scrutiny.
Take a plus 10.
Because I don't have anything in scrutiny, so I'm gonna poor soldiers. Do I get a plus of something?
Plus 10, yes. So put 10 in the modifier.
I will do. 19. How do I feel about it?
Wow, that is a crit success.
Ooh.
Yes. So for those of you who don't know the system, 1 to 5 is a crit success, with a 1 being what I call a super crit success. Essentially, it's acts of godhood. Essentially. 96 to 100 is a crit failure, with 100 being a super crit failure. If you roll 100 and you're trying to like throw a grenade, you will throw it in the air and it will land on your head perfectly before it explodes, type thing. With the super crit failures. I am going to just send you a message because there's something that you picked up.
Because I'm just a little worried that we might be cannon fodder, and that makes me a little nervous. That's all. But like, is the war going well? Like,
wow.
Are we being lied to?
Someone hasn't read their primer.
Oh.
Are you telling me this little green book isn't full of truth? Is that what you're trying to say?
I can't believe you rolled a crit success. You have that information now. But okay. Aside from that, what you picked up, Sergeant Gag seems like a good sergeant, a little bit by the book, and a little bit of like a seasoned soldier, you know, like been in it for a while, seen a lot of people come through. He seems like he has your back, but there'll probably be instances if you like step out of line when it's not called for. You know, he's willing to let things fly sometimes, but you're gonna have to like feel him out as a person to figure out what's acceptable and what isn't. One thing, seeing as you crit succeeded, one thing I can give you, you get the weird and unmistakable sense that he doesn't like people playing cards on the wall. You don't know why.
Okay.
That's a very specific feeling you have.
Okay.
While on
Okay.
duty, don't play cards.
Can I ask a follow-up question because I got a crit success? My character is, wants to do well and get promoted, So I think the question I would like to ask is, do I get a sense of what I might need to do to impress him so that I can maybe have a more glorious position than the one I currently have? Because I'm fresh and new, right?
Like the impression you got from meeting the sergeant is he was very impressed with Canicus.
Mm-hmm.
So that type of like professional report,
Mm-hmm.
like regardless of like fulfilling your fulfilling your duties as a volunteer, as a soldier, going above and beyond kind of stands out to him. So like, even if it's just a little thing, it's those extra things that kind of stick in his mind and impress him.
I'm going to note this so that the next time he comes around, I'm going to have something really good. I don't know what it is yet, but like, I want to give a last look over the wall to see if I can see anything that might impress him that I could like report back, because we didn't have any good movement, so maybe something.
Are you looking like in a specific spot, or are you just kind of like, glance around the horizon for anything that could be?
Well, I know that we've got a bunker that is glorious, and then maybe I could see like, I don't know, something really positive, like we've like
something maybe like on the road to the bunker, like
like maybe like we took down an enemy, something I can do to impress.
Okay. Roll me a this would be a fairly wide area, so roll me an awareness, please.
Awareness.
I won't give you a bonus because it's starting to get darker.
Okay. Oh, 2-5. So that's real good, right? Minus negative 2-5 is a really good roll. Is that correct?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Great.
So
good. Mm-hmm.
That's how we play.
Yes, nice.
you see the road, and you see the road going into the trees. Whether that's important or not, really down to you to decide. It's possibly something the sergeant will have already noticed, and but you don't see anything of importance, at least. Like, there's a quick like over the shoulder glance as you're following the sergeant.
And I'm trying to figure like some way to impress him, like I can't get it, and I'm like, well, okay. Mm-hmm. And I'm sort of noting, and I'm trying to think about like bring out my book, right, the guide, and I'm like reading it to try to sort of try to be impressive. Thinking, Canicus got me again.
Damn professional soldiers.
Where does he take us? Where is he going?
So he takes you down to the mess hall, which is the orange building. Just the orange dots building, just off down there. So let's see. There we go. And he takes you inside. There's a few troopers or a few volunteers kind of sitting about, like low murmur of conversation, and then there's kind of like there's a man with a, let me check this, I think he's a staff sergeant. Yes, there's a man with a staff sergeant insignia, but no actual no actual tag or anything on him. And Gag walks up to it and says, Valance, these two volunteers have done sterling work. Please see that they are provided with rations or fed. And like turns on his heel and walks off without really saying anything to you. And so Staff Sergeant Valance kind of looks up and says, right, so what do you want, rations or food?
Food.
Rations.
So just to give you, there's like it's a little bit like a lunch canteen. Like there's kind of spoons in varied types of food, and then there's like a kind of pack of like army ration type things.
Well, Yeah, and I'm looking for the stroganoff one because I know that's my favorite one, and I know that one comes with the M&Ms, and I know I can trade those M&Ms for whatever I want. So like I'm totally going for those ones.
Okay, they're all unlabeled.
I hate this place.
So what food do you want? And he like puts a plate down and like puts the big metal spoon into a nondescript tray. He says, I've got saucy beans, and sauce. And if you want a little extra, there's genuine meat.
Ooh, I'd like some saucy beans with some genuine meat, please. Thank you very much.
Right,
just the beans for me. No sauce.
Right, you are.
Canicus, can I have his sauce?
Yeah, you can have my sauce.
So he like ladles out some saucy beans, a little extra sauce on the beans, and then also some genuine meat.
Canicus, you have to teach me. But by the way, Valens, excellent food. I always like to. I always me mum told me always to what's the word? Compliment the chef.
Right, you are. Thank you very much.
Want to sit in a place that is safe in case there are bombs or bombing happens.
Well,
there's no place that's safe in a mess hall. We just sit wherever we want, right?
That's a fairly interesting. So the anti-aircraft facilities around the walls are actually quite top notch compared to the like. So it's kind of weird. All the way around this urban area are walls. There are pretty strong anti-air defenses all around the walls. Then there's this huge band where it's lessened and has been damaged because they're less important areas, basically where civilians are. And then in the center, there's kind of like the central command hub, the capital of the planet, Katik, which is heavily fortified. So very often the bombing runs come in on that band of lesser defended and don't go towards the walls or the central bit. So the bombs you hear very often are dropped in that like central band. It doesn't happen on the wall too often, which is part of the reason why they've got a lot of volunteers to guard the walls, because you don't get bombed as much, which is nice.
Porus, I don't know how you eat that meat.
This meat is like the best meat I've ever had. I mean, sure, it's a little bit like it like wiggles it a little bit strangely. Yeah. You're right. She's like
it's got like a livery quality to it.
Yeah. It like some bits of the meat are like super flappy and just like flap all over the place. Other bits are like completely solid, and you try and flap them, and it's just like it's like flapping a bit of charcoal.
just tuck into it.
Yeah. The nicest part
Eat
about
my beans in peace.
The nicest part about it is a temperature surprise where some of it is like almost frozen and parts of it are piping hot.
Nice,
like a hot pocket.
Real proper canteen cooking,
Balance.
Yeah.
What's your mum's name?
Judah.
All right. Did she teach you to cook?
Yeah.
She did a good job.
Thank you very much. I'll let her know when I see her.
I am happy for the temperature surprise. Like, I'm very excited for food. Like, and I'm like, I would feel so bad. I'd just say, I'd feel so bad if there was like other soldiers on the wall that like had like, for example, it's just like a wild example, right? Had an extra hour of duty and couldn't eat yet. That would be hilarious. And I'd be so sad if I was them, right? That'd be the worst.
They'd miss out on the good beans.
And like in this really nice way.
My recipe. Good beans.
Good beans. That's the name. Ooh.
Lucky guess.
Wait a minute. I got a question. Look. This is just like a little thing. Could you? Do you think you could give me the recipe? I mean, I do a little bit of cooking myself, and I would love this recipe if you don't mind.
Right. Okay. So, and he like leans in close to you. He's like, so, take the beans out the can.
Yeah.
I take the sauce out the other can.
Yeah.
Sometimes I combine them.
Right.
And I try and heat them when I can, but I don't always have time.
Right.
Very good. But like chef secret, right? So
Yeah.
just
All
between
right.
you and me.
All right. Beans can. Sauce.
Beans first. Always beans first, because otherwise you gotta like flip it over. Like, right. So time saving thing. If you put the sauce on the beans first instead of beans on the sauce, you don't have to like flip the beans around to get them in the sauce. Because otherwise you just got beans sitting on sauce, right?
Right. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And like I take all these notes because I'm going to reproduce this meal at home. Like, I just want you to know it. It's going to happen. I'm going to have this great beans and sauce meal at home. And I note it down in my primer.
Oh, good soldier. So as you sit down, I'm assuming you want to sit down for a bit in the mess to eat.
Yeah.
If you want, you could take it off to the house. I think it's Tortoise's house where you.
Oh yeah. Wait, Canicus.
Yeah.
Look, come back to my place. I got a little bit of spice that we can put on these beans, make them a bit tastier. Come on. Come on.
I'm a sucker for spice.
It's just a little bit. I got it, traded it off somebody else and all that. It's got a little Tabasco sauce and got a bunch of those, and we can make everything a little bit more tasty.
What's the name of the town that we're in? It's Sheepdog?
This
City?
is.
What's the name of the region, maybe?
So the region is like basically the Katic urban area, but
Sure.
the
Ascilia?
city-
No,
Ascilia-
we're in Katic.
Yeah, you're on Katic.
Katic.
So Ascilia is
So,
the other one.
okay.
You're in. I'll shift click it for you.
Yeah, Katic. Yeah, I was just looking for the name of it. I was like, Katic Nutmeg is it makes everything good.
Oh, yeah,
It's true.
It's classic Katic flakes.
And I just give a look at as I nudge.
Yeah.
I give a look at like Valens, who like maybe I have a little bit of a crush on, maybe just like a little bit of a crush. And then I'm like, let's go, because like I don't look great, because like you've been on guard duty for a long time. You look kind of miserable.
Yeah.
Come on, Tortoise. Yeah, I'm gonna pull you away from him because like, listen, everyone tries to flirt with the chef, all because they get no food. There's no way basically there's no way they're gonna see that. Yeah.
I know. Oh, everybody does flirt with the chef. So sad.
So as you walk off down the street towards Tortoise's place, we will shift over to our unfortunate duo who got extra guard duty for cheeking the sergeant. And you're just coming up to the end of it now. Just a question: have you been keeping a weather eye on the horizon, or have you slipped
Been
off your
drinking?
duties again?
Yes.
You've been drinking.
I think I'm facing north. I promised that I would watch. But I think you hear the sound of that like metal lid on a flask, and it just kind of passes over to Tyler if Tyler wants some.
Yes, please. But Tyler is still keeping a side eye, I think, on the area since he spotted it first. Damn, Ronnie, I think you've outdone yourself with this brew.
It's quite potent.
I stole it. In fact, I stole it.
Oh, good. And you're so sly. I never expect how many things you've stolen over time, but every time you surprise me.
Well, got to start somewhere. That one there is supposed to be real expensive. It was on a posh gentleman.
Oh, yes, God, that is strong.
It definitely cleans your insides.
Delicious.
It's true.
And passes it back to Ronnie. And I guess, yeah. Did you guys see anything else on the tree line?
Yeah. Do we see anything while we're like drinking and watching?
Do I have like a minus or whatever?
Yes, I would say an awareness with a -10, please.
Okay. Y'all.
And actually, just before you roll,
Okay.
are you paying more attention to the outside or possible reoccurrence of sergeants and NCOs? So like, my
Yes.
question is, are you like?
Yeah, are we hiding the fact? No, I'm definitely on duty. I'm watching for the enemy.
Okay. I just want to check if you were like more
So
concerned about your
-10.
sergeants turning up again.
Hey!
Oh.
Sometimes you just need some libations to
Yeah.
get you where you gotta go.
Grease the old eyeballs. Get them working properly.
Yeah, get them grease those eyeballs.
I think
Tyler need to
we're-
drink more. Tyler, if you drank more, Tyler, you just see better.
Yeah. I think,
No, Ronnie's getting me sloshed right now. I think is what's happening.
I think when Tyler takes a sip of your brew, Roddy, like just a little bit of smoke comes out of the ears and the eyes cross for a second. It's just like, ooh, that's got a kick.
Way too much catechin nutmeg.
Oh yeah.
I wish Canicus was here to enjoy this with us. I think he'd really like it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Canicus, the perfect volunteer. Oh yeah, don't we just love Canicus? He takes another big swig of this and passes it back.
What? No. Who loves Canicus?
You do.
I mean,
You
Canicus-
do.
This is great alcohol that you have. Did you say it was Scotch?
I'd say it's well, can't call it proper moonshine. It's like it's
Hangman.
it's fermented.
It's basically Hangman, like one drop.
I don't know what that is.
Great, it's Hangman. Me neither.
Yeah. Hangman is one drop on your dead.
Oh yes, it's that.
Oh, so like moonshine, like anything very strong.
Oh yeah.
Everclear, rubbing
Okay.
Yeah, I
alcohol.
was thinking Everclear, basically.
Listerine.
Yeah. Yeah, Listerine.
Weaponized Listerine.
Rocket fuel,
Yeah,
whatever. you can
whatever.
find.
You need to clean your engines.
Boone's Farm, whatever. Strawberry wine, we're good.
Yeah, Tyler steadies himself on the nearest rock and blushes. Well, I guess maybe Ronnie sees something. I don't know.
Does Ronnie? Do I see anything? Is it quiet?
You don't see anything out there. It's been fairly quiet the last few days.
Okay.
The rumors going around among the new volunteers is either there's a huge attack coming really soon, or they have just dug in and they're scared to come and face you. Depends how
Interesting.
positive or negative the volunteer is at the time.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Ronnie goes. Oh, I hate the quiet. It's like a calm before the storm, you know.
Yeah. I
Explosions
prefer
go
the
off in the
storm.
background.
The storm would be better. I mean, yeah.
Hey, don't say that. It's been raining for days.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. I'm cursing us. It
My
is
neck is
completely my fault.
soaked through.
Yeah. It's a good thing this hangman keeps us pretty warm.
It does warm the belly. And it
does.
makes you guts to pee. And I tuck and I step up to the edge of the wall and volunteer Ronnie Krawinski either pops a squat or
Urinates off the wall.
I just take a big I mean, I'm on duty. I told him I'd stay facing north,
Yeah.
didn't I?
You're
I'm
still
just
facing the
doing my-
wall. You are doing
I'm
your
just doing my duty.
In your
but
dating.
not your duty.
But not my duty.
You have to wait till you get off
That's
duty.
that's
for
why I'm
that.
off duty for
Yeah.
that.
No snipers in
loses his
the
shit.
urination.
Tyler
I was-
loses his shit. He thinks this is hilarious. And he
I-
is
I-
like,
I was tempted to roll for urination snipers. Unfortunately, there are no current urination snipers looking
Fantastic. It's good. It's good. And I'm like talking over my shoulder. So keep going. Okay, Canicus. He's okay, fine, whatever.
Anarchist while you're pissing over the wall. God, you are shameless. Absolutely shameless.
I am
No
a
shame.
good volunteer. Not taking my eyes off the.
You are a stellar volunteer. Far better than me. Definitely the best of all of us.
Well, thank you. And you hear the zipper like zip. Goes, well, I'm done pissing. You can talk about him now.
Cool. The sergeant who's coming back any minute, I'm guessing, hopefully. Are we relieved yet? Are we relieved of duty?
Oh, yeah, what's his name? Sergeant
Well-
Gag.
out. Volunteer Korinsky is very relieved now. Thank you, Trooper.
That was my joke.
Sorry.
You think they're already off duty?
probably they're way better at, I don't know, pretending to be good at this, maybe, or having people like them.
It's true. Tortoise is like, likable.
Yeah.
You do hear footsteps coming up the stairs.
Quick, come. Like, put everything
Put
back.
away, put
I have-
away.
You put away the flask. I have the flask over. I toss it over the wall, just like
Oh shit, okay.
frisbee throw the flask, because I gotta get rid of it.
And like swing around, add attention for the person coming up the stairs.
Yeah.
Okay. As two fellow volunteers step out of the doorway, you're both kind of standing there, add attention, a little bit panicked, a little bit flustered, and
Sweaty.
you just hear this metallic like clunk, 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 like echoing from behind you as your flask like hits things on the way down. It is volunteer Arsan and volunteer Gris. They signed up at the same time as you. And they seem like reasonably casual, not very disciplined. And volunteer Arsan says, right, so we're here to relieve you. Your time is up, including your punishment time, which apparently got us an extra hour and 10 minutes off. So I thought, to thank you for getting punished, I would...
So
I heard it was a present because we're really good volunteers.
Yeah, what punishment time? You definitely misheard.
Well, I must be
They
misinformed then.
didn't think you could do a full 8 hours, so they gave us an hour and 10 minutes.
Well, I'll sign up for a double. See if I won't. I can stand here all day and look at trees. It's no.
Well, I guess you're just going to have to prove it to us.
I guess I will.
Well, I guess you will.
Well, you.
And I look over at Tyler and like give like a really quaint wink. Well, don't let us stop you.
Well, no, you're still on duty until you step off. So I'm waiting for you to step off so I can
Well, I'm
step
stepping.
on.
I'm stepping. We're stepping, aren't we, Tyler?
Step it, double step
we're
it.
stepping.
I'll see
Step
you.
that
We are
direction.
Right now.
stepping.
Yeah.
Stepping off.
And you
Cheers,
kind of
troops.
you kind of do this like walking past each other where you don't want to give way, but also
Yeah.
you're not quite wanting to get Larry yet, so you're kind of like.
Yeah, I definitely shoulder one of them when I go by.
And
Oops.
as you like walk down the stairs down, and you're kind of halfway down when you hear a loud exclamation of, "Oh, who the feffing hell pissed on my wall?"
Do we see any of our sergeants nearby? Sarge, LeBon, or Saint Gag?
As you get out of the bottom of the
Sergeant Gag.
gates and start moving down the street, you don't see any of the sergeants about.
Just wait.
I'm assuming you'd like to head to the you're pretty hungry, so mess hall would
Oh
probably
yeah.
be the
Yes.
the first port of
Yes.
Sure.
call. Okay. You
We
walk
gotta
in-
put some carbs on this belly.
Yeah.
Full of lighter fluid, basically.
You walk in, and there's the staff sergeant Valance behind the little canteen area. There are ration packs, which are just kind of like, hey, it's like a lunchbox. There's a bento. You can take it off with you and.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
It's a little bit of a retcon, but since clearly when we got to the mess hall, our buddies were not there yet. Could I have just left a little note on the outside of the mess tent that just said something like, "Tyler and Ronnie, you're late, haha." Just to mess with them. I just kind of I just want to it's like before they get into the mess tent, just
Things, yeah. Couldn't save you the good beans.
I couldn't say the good beats.
You get the sad beans.
Roll me a sleight of hand, Tortoise.
Of course. I just want to make him. I just want to make him
Take
feel
a
bad.
plus 20 on this one.
Ooh, thank you. I hope I roll well. Okay. -1 6.
That's not too bad. The message is like pinned to the door. You see it as you start walking in, and you take a second to look at it. It's like, you're late, haha, and then it's a drawing of both of you as stick figures with little poops on your heads with like smell lines coming off.
You know,
Where's the artist?
they have toilet humor. Just bottom of the barrel, worst, just a poop joke, really.
It's just her way of showing love. You
Because
know?
we're on duty, get it?
Yeah.
Duty.
Duty's on us, I guess.
Duty's on us. Yeah. I like take it and I like rip it and I go, plans for this. Take it out of pocket.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess we go. I'll go over to the bento boxes. I'll try to swipe an extra one here.
About these beans and mash or whatever this is, beans and meat.
Beans and
Real meat.
sauce with genuine meat. Yeah.
Right. Based on my special skills, can I
Right.
maybe see if how quality the food is? Am I safe for getting a bag?
Oh, you don't even need to use your special skills. Sorry, I'm talking as Valence. You don't even need to use your special skills. It's shit.
Okay.
Very
I
bad.
also choose
Why
the
get
bag.
the good beans?
Yeah. I also choose the bag. Screw the beans.
Yeah. Okay. So you take a couple of ration packs and head off.
The can of beans, just
Don't-
unopened.
Damn it.
Sorry.
You don't really interact or chat with Staff Sergeant Valence, and he's kind of doling out slop to people who's taken it. And I assume you would also like to head to go have dinner with Tortoise and Canicus.
Yeah, we got ours to go. I definitely am going to keep an eye out for any sergeant on duty that might be interested in shenanigans at the wall, which we are definitely not there
Right.
to do.
Are
So
you trying to get more punishment guard duty?
me? No. I'm just going to assure our friends get their chance of double
Right.
duty.
Right.
Okay. They did say
Well,
they
would,
was
would you like
interested.
to leave it? Like, because Staff Sergeant Valence is essentially he is chef and also
Oh, okay.
what you,
Quartermaster.
well, also what you called the nanny for the barracks, for the recruit barracks.
Oh.
So he kind of like oversees everything. So you know
Okay.
Staff Sergeant Valence, and he
Okay, then just on my way out, I go, I'm gonna leave some of the beans for the rest of the crew. They deserve it. Those long hours on the wall.
Right,
I'll
right.
get mine tomorrow. But we're good volunteers here, and I believe so much in what we're doing.
right.
But I have to tell someone.
All right.
What was the two? What was their names? The two of the volunteers. on
Volunteer
the wall?
Arsan and Volunteer Chris. The one who you argued with was
Yes.
Arsan.
Was also okay. I just have to say, two of the volunteers, they were peeing on the wall, just taking a piss right on it. Just it's true. You could smell it all over the place, right there. It was disgraceful, if I do say so myself.
Well, I disdain and find disgust with anything less than cleanliness. He says as he like slaps a bug that's walking across the across the.
I knew you'd understand.
Don't you worry, volunteer. I'll see it to that they are justly punished. Right as soon as they come off the guard duty, I will put them no food on latrine duty. And believe me,
You
when
are
people
a-
have had my food, latrines are messy.
It's post bean day. It's
Post bean
Tuesday.
day is best day.
Yeah. I just look over at Tyler and give Tyler like two eyes. It's like, well, you are a just and honorable sergeant. We are so lucky to get to consume your food.
Thank you very much, volunteer. I know you went with the ration packs.
Just being fair,
Yeah.
making sure that everyone else can get some, because I'm a strong lad.
Please roll me a I believe it's a deceive.
It is a deceive.
Can I help by acting as like a distraction?
If you
Oh!
help, you may get involved.
And I
that's
did not. It did not go very well for me.
Be afraid of
it-
what wagon you
it
hitched
didn't-
to.
Didn't go very well.
I'm hitched to this wagon no matter what. Ronnie's my BFF here, so.
I just feel like Ronnie is not convincing and convincing the chef that he likes the food.
How would you
That's true.
like to try and distract or assist or add to Ronnie's attempt to lie?
Oh, sure. I'll just. I mean, I would boost up. I would just compliment.
Just
the
kind of
food then.
be like in the like a hype man in the back behind Ronnie,
Yeah.
like beans, whoop whoop.
Yes, absolutely.
We love
Okay,
them. They're
please-
tasty.
Please also roll me a deceive.
Please make it better than that. Please, please, please. I had 2 checks on that, y'all.
I'm not very good at deceiving.
Yeah, you are both troopers, or volunteers.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's-
it's true. It's true.
You're not
Oh my
skilled
God.
soldiers or apparently liars. I appreciate you being willing to share out the bounteous food with all of your fellow volunteers, and I'm sure you'll get your just desserts in return. And he doesn't he seems to believe you.
Oh, that's good.
Mhm.
Well,
So are you saying there's dessert?
that's what I heard.
Pretty much the genuine meat is considered dessert due to
You
it being
You
both.
could wrap some of that up to go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Genuine meat.
Do you want me to cut it up for you, or do you just want a slab of genuine
I
meat?
really just want paper to, slab to paper.
Just
for
yeah,
food.
Did you, I
okay,
heard
so
that
he
you
like-
can
he like
make.
pulls
I
out
heard you
this
can
slab
make
of
these
meat.
beautiful carved like flowers out of it.
Yeah, you can make flour. Yeah, sure. Yeah, make anything out of it. Hat. Here you go.
Oh,
It's
Slab
like
of
wrapped
beef.
up in kind of.
yeah, and like a thing.
It's
Also for
which
later.
is already like greasy and dripping, and parts of it are hot and parts of it are cold.
Goes in the bag. I got plans
Yep.
for that too.
Okie dokie. Just as a sidebar, I don't know, and we'll probably get to it at some point, but just to let you know now, so we can, you'll know when it happens. You will, at some point, find beans in your boots. Both of you.
Well,
So,
at
remember
least
that-
it'll
remember
taste
that.
better.
Remember
It'll-
that for the future.
Fresh, natural flavor.
He did not believe you, but he gets his revenge in his own ways.
When we have slabs of meat, I think Ronnie can't do any more damage today. We'll head to our we have like a house, like a place
Yeah,
to stay.
yeah,
Like a friend
yeah,
has a
yeah.
place, right? So yeah.
Yeah, so Volunteer Tortoise has a house where you sometimes like go for dinner and occasionally bunk down. Sometimes
Cool.
use the barracks.
Yeah, perfect. We got dinner to go, and we got meat on a slab. I
Okay.
say we have dinner with our friends.
So you walk through the streets, distant sounds of bombs. They've moved a little bit further away, you think, from possibly just the enemy concentrating on a different area of the city. And so Volunteer Tortoise, Volunteer Canicus, you will both be already in the house and kind of relaxing in just like a general, living room lounge type area.
Yeah.
When you hear a knock at the door.
Do we recognize the knock?
I go, oi, I hope that's not me folks. Mum, is that you?
No, it's just a jackass with poop on his head.
Ew.
I get it. I'll get it. And I open the door.
I wonder which jackass that is. I mean, there's so many jackasses. One with a poop on his head. It's got to be Ronnie.
I pull out the post-it note, so when the door opens, it's like right there, and I go, I'm sorry, do you know where these gents live?
Ooh, well, I don't know.
Oh, I wish I knew. They're pretty handsome. And, yeah.
I look over at that. I look over at Tyler, knowing that it was Canicus that said it. Well, I guess if we're missing these friends, they want one of these slabs of meat I got in my bag.
Ooh, slabs of meat.
Yeah.
Slap.
The only
some-
hunk of meat I want is that post-it note. That's
I lick it at like a card
Yeah.
and dick it right, to your forehead.
Yeah.
I think. And we'll,
crumble it up.
yeah. Yeah.
Come on, then.
You walk in. You yeah,
Tyler.
You let them inside.
Yeah,
What?
Tyler. That's yep, right. I'm just like stumbling.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey.
And Tyler like walks by maybe a little too close, brushing your shoulder. It's been I thought we were going to be stuck up there for another 10 hours. It's so good to be back.
Oh,
Behind Tyler's back, I just make eyes at Ronnie like
So, as you walk in and close the door, the sound of the bombing of the city kind of fades away. It's very, very slight. You can barely hear it at best. On the inside in the lounge, there is obviously your food. If you've touched it at all, if you've tried to eat it, you do have food in the house. So if you wanted to have prepared something better and actually tasty, you can have. There is also a really beautiful bottle of like some type of brandy in like this kind of crystal glass, which it just looks absolutely beautiful. And
do I got pictures of me family in this house? Like, like me and me mummy, me dad from when I was younger?
so
'Cause that'd be nice. If we got little pictures of me family.
For the rest of the evening and night, you are not on duty. You will not be visited by officers and your NCOs or anything like that. Most of them don't even know about this house. So you are free to relax and be yourselves.
the safe house.
It's me family's house.
I think as soon as Canicus closes the door.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as Canicus closes the door, I sling this slab of meat and slap it against the wall. Like, I imagine it sticks like a piece of spam. I walk straight over to this very nice decanter that has this dark brandy in it, and I immediately grab a glass and I start pouring it, and then I turn around and I pull off my face.
Yeah.
And I go, well, chaps, I have to say, there's no way I'm eating that meat tonight.
No, I think not. I say as I pull off my mask and I look exactly the same as former Ronnie.
Exactly the same. Both of them look...
Exactly. Like we have the exact same features. We're kind of nondescript sort of figures.
Look at chat losing their crap.
That's losing their damn minds.
Like, Ambrose, I had an idea. You asked me to go gather some information. I have some for you. Staff Sergeant Valens, his mother's named Judra. He calls this recipe the good beans. He starts with the beans first, then the sauce. His mother's name will be quite useful. I'm thinking that perhaps Gunther could just whip up a little bit of poison, some sort of surefire,
Diegetic.
yes, dietary problems. And if you took over from Valens,
Diuretic.
you could, poison the entire unit, couldn't you?
Yes, Gunther, I think that's a fantastic idea.
Ambrose is nodding along and pulls off their short wig to shake out some long dark hair and walks up next to Gunther to grab a glass of brandy as well. You were not joking with that brew that you made on the wall.
This time round it is potent, I dare say. It shall clean out your insides so that you don't have to worry about the beans.
No kidding.
Sigric?
Yeah, am I the only one who enjoys their costume?
Oh, Sigric.
Seems like it.
Well,
I mean,
It's quite.
I like feeling young. It's
well, you are quite much younger than you are in
I look in the
real
mirror.
life.
Good, I say.
Ambrose, what do you think? Do you think Sigric looks good in his new guise, or do you prefer him in his old guise?
Yes!
What
Ambrose
do you
shoots
think?
you. Ambrose shoots you a look. Sigrid, I think this looks lovely on you, and you should experiment with whatever is comfortable.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, perhaps perhaps you're right.
I like the hair length.
So
Oh, good.
my wonderful, fantastic, and darling cavalcadre, would you like to reveal your characters?
Who we
Why,
actually
yes.
are.
Reveal who you actually are for everyone watching.
Oh, I'm Lieutenant Gunther Gunthorpe. Well, twin of, well, they will
Lieutenant.
introduce themselves.
Yeah.
I am your expert, saboteur. If you want it stolen, forged, or broken, if you want it fixed or unfixed, that's what I do. Also, I gather information for my very best friend, Ambrose. You know, for a little bit of poisoning, perhaps, or as it were. I say. Jolly good.
Cheerio.
Who would like to go up next?
Oh yes, I'm playing Lieutenant Ambrose. Lieutenant Ambrose looks a little slimmer than Tyler did, with long dark hair and androgynous features and movements. And their pronouns are they, them.
No, as is Gunther's. Gunther is also they, them. And, you know, we look different just whenever. But what we really like is, you know, in my twin and I, just no one can tell us the difference.
Oh well,
between
there
us.
is one thing that tells you apart.
The beauty mark? Yes, I have a beauty mark most of the time. I've just one little one, but it's the difference.
Should we go over to the twin and
Oh yes. I'm Lieutenant Gunther, not Gunther. Gunther.
I'm Gunther.
Gunthrop.
Gunther and
Gunther, who is a resident doctor, who has a small taste for, alcohol and poisons, specifically putting them on other people. Cheers!
And finally, the previous volunteer, Canicus.
Yeah, I'm Specialist Sigric Cooking. Him, he's the sharp-eyed marksman of the bunch.
Probably a little bit of stealth tactics and etc. in there as well, like being a sniper. So,
So, darlings, I thought I'd just note one, good chance of poisoning. I got the intel for you, Ambrose, but I also have one more bit of intel that I was able to, suss out, as it were.
Ooh,
So,
a sussing.
yes, a little bit of sus. Guess what? Our Sergeant Gag. Now, here's a gag, isn't it?
Ooh.
It's not Sergeant Gag at all, is he?
What?
No. He's Captain Arco Sakata, the man in charge of this unit. Isn't that a
Ew.
treat?
but down
Well,
crits,
Ambrose and
man.
I rightfully pissed him off earlier. He was very, very curt.
Well, he's
He
also.
seems to have a distaste for cards.
I picked that up as well. I haven't been able to pick up. And I just look at Ambrose because, by the way, I want to suss out what is the most interesting thing that I could steal from that captain. I want to know for later. I need to know.
Well, from Sergeant Gag, of course.
Yes,
not
yes.
from
I need to know what I can steal from Sergeant Gag. I just GM, let me know.
Regardless of his cover, we have at least laid eyes on him.
Indeed, we know what he looks like now. So, perhaps a little bit of fun.
I pour a fresh glass. Cheers!
Ooh, don't start without me.
Ooh, I start pouring glasses. Poor chat. We're sorry, chat.
So I didn't see much on the wall in terms of their units. It seems like they still think, the rumor has it still, that they have that bunker, which is no longer theirs, which I find hilarious.
Oh, they're still feeding that propaganda.
They are indeed. Well, Sigrid and I tried to do a little bit of psyops, sort of seed a little bit of misinformation, perhaps ruin their morale a bit later.
Ooh. Well, how did it go?
Well, you know how soldiers are.
This is gardening, darling.
Indeed.
Yes, of course.
We must wait.
And
See if it
poop on
bears fruit.
Is everyone partaking in some fine, essentially
Yes.
brandy?
We're cavalcadre, of course we drink. I say, come now.
Oh,
Play
I will
hard, drink hard.
reluctantly drink some brandy.
In that case, Sigrid, while all of this is happening, could you please roll me a sleight of hand? Take our plus 10 because everyone's drinking.
What was the roll again? Sorry.
Sleight of hand.
With a modifier of 10, right?
Yes.
Wow.
I believe that's
that
right on the
is
money.
Right on the money. Objective achieved.
Okay.
So just for information for the people watching as well, Sergeant Gag is a member of the Garrison HQ for this area of the defenses. He is basically staff on the garrison in the headquarters, who is also, as sussed out by Lieutenant Gunther Gunthrop, but not Lieutenant Gunther Gunthrop, is
Yes.
also Captain Arcos Sakata, who is your cavalcadre squad's leader. So this is what happens when people crit against me. They fight like you're just like, oh, I just want to take a little bit of look at this sergeant, just see if I can steal anything from him or whatever. And I'm like, oh no, you find out he's your commander, and
It's all right.
you figure out the. Oh, damn it.
Could as a group, could we have sussed out, for example, where their weaknesses on the wall are, where there's like a sort of their
Us. We're the
their weak points, as it were. I mean, a little bit of like explosive diarrhea will definitely happen, but we have other options as well.
Yeah. In that case, please roll me. And by the way, you can use your own character sheets now.
Our actual character sheets.
Yeah, your actual character sheets. Please feel free to roll me a scrutiny or security with a plus 10 because you're up there for quite a while.
What are we rolling? Oh, security.
Scrutiny or security. It depends what depending. So scrutiny will be kind of like your own observations, and security would be a bit more like specialist idea of like.
Okay, so
where
we're
you
gonna
could get
go
in.
with security because I'm smarter. Kinda.
Okay.
I want to know if Sigrid beats me.
Sigrid, are you wanting to roll either?
Yes. Sorry, I was looking for where it is, and it's there at the bottom.
Yes. Scrutiny and security, by the way, very often get mixed up because they look so similar and they're right next to each other. But yeah.
Wow.
Okay. I mean, like, this is the thing is, failures like that are so minute that you still sometimes pick things up.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like you've got a massive failure. Like, you can still get some info, be it good or bad. So for Beauty Bark, Lieutenant Gunther Gunthrop, yeah, the gates are obviously going to be one of the weak points. You haven't yet figured out how to open them. It's not part of your duties. Like one possibility you could go for is replacing one of the. It's probably a corporal or a sergeant. You have to look into it. But if you can find the people responsible for opening the gates, you can replace them and then find out more about it.
Yes. Okay. Okay. That's good to know.
So, but there's just those two main gates. You have probably all noted the weak, like covered gates on both sides. The two other entrances that used to be. If there were significant explosive placed, you could maybe either weaken them or cause them to collapse. Like, possibly.
Is it heavily guarded? Are those points guarded?
They're guarded about the same as the rest of the wall.
Okay.
Mostly it's looking out. So far as you've been able to tell, the Katic soldiers and the cat at command aren't really looking out for infiltrators. They're getting volunteers in. It's all very chaotic and hectic. It's how you manage to infiltrate reasonably easily. Aside from that, probably the best way would be a nighttime like ladder drop or something for like a special forces group.
Special forces unit. Yeah. Okay.
You don't really know anything that would like get an army in or get lots of troopers in aside from possibly the explosions. So I will say let's take a break here as you will hear a knock at the door. And hopefully we have a Bentham. Bentham, he might
Knock
be
at the
right.
door. Oh,
We do
Ding,
have a
ding,
Bentham,
ding.
It just takes a second to hit all the buttons. Okay, I'm here.
face is back on. Face is on. They want to say back on. Why?
Never took
So
mine
yes,
off. So.
We'll come back to see who's at the door.
Right, this is wonderful. We're going to take an 8-minute break, roughly. Go get snacks and all that kind of thing. We'll be back very shortly with some more shenanigans. Hello and welcome back to The Last Ditch, Season 2, Episode 9, with our second guest cast, who, plot twist, they were Cavalcadre all along. That was so fun to watch.
I saw a lot of people claiming to know, but a lot of you were fooled. You thought we were doing rebel perspective.
You really liked Ronnie. Don't lie to us.
Who doesn't like Ronnie? Come on.
Ronnie was
Everybody.
Right, I'll
Well,
let you
I mean,
get
I
back
think-
to it. This is great.
Okay. So, we have a knock at the door.
Face up. And all of a sudden I go from, sort of hairless Gunther Gunthrop, sort of hairless androgynous sort of cavalcadre person, right? Kalidas person, with, I imagine, like, tell me if you agree, Dot, like sort of like gray eyes,
Sure.
right? Like kind of like real, to right back to my short, Cockney gal who looks like Bianca from EastEnders. So like little redhead, Spitfire, EastEnder gal, just real quick, just like right back up.
I think Ambrose is like still adjusting their wig. Is kind of using Sigrid as a shield for the door, like right behind Sigrid, trying to get things ready.
Yep. I put my glass down and open the door.
Oh, Gunther has a hard time deciding whether or not to finish their drink, like shoot it before they put the face on, if they're gonna have enough time.
It's kind of like applying the face while also like
I'm trying to get my 5 o'clock shadow back on, and I'm trying to like pat it back on as I'm trying to finish drinking this. But based on Cedric's like going straight for the door, I imagine I just get the drink down and hide the decanter behind me as
And the only difference between Gunther and Gunther is that Gunther has a beauty mark. That's the only difference between them. But now we look like different people.
Specialist Sigrid. At the door, by themselves, is Sergeant Gag. Kind of broad, soldierly, hands behind back, waiting to be let in.
Sergeant?
Hello. Would you mind, if very much, to let me in?
Oh, I'm not sure about that, Sergeant.
Oh,
I'm under strict orders to not. And I move outside and let him in.
Oh, thank you very much. And kind of like strides in and looks around.
I anxiously, maybe subconsciously, maybe like bump into Ambrose because they were right behind me.
Yeah. And
like my hand hits your hand,
which I think causes me to bump into the sergeant. There's like it's a little bit of one of those kind of bumbling moments where it's just like a bunch of like what do you call it, a domino effect of bumping, like because people are moving. No, somebody stop now. Bump.
Yeah.
Oh, now bumping.
You hear Ronnie's voice as they're bumbling. Ronnie goes, permission to speak freely, sir.
And
I close the door.
the door gets closed. And Sergeant Gag like unbreaks his nose. You hear like this, and like kind of there's a few clicks as like he moves his jaw, and it's like, and like his jaw like comes a little bit lower down. He kind of sags into himself a bit, so he's not as like not as broad and not as like imposing. Seems to almost like shrink a little bit as well as he like kind of hunches into himself and says, "Right, chaps. So I guess the gig is up. Lieutenant Gunthrop, was that you who noticed me?"
I do say, sir. Indeed. Good disguise. I quite liked it. Your sergeant is quite impressive.
I was so sure that my new persona would fool you all, and I'd have you soiling your breeches when I came and knocking, but unfortunately not.
Jolly good attempt, though.
Yes,
Ronnie might have been terrified.
It's just that you have a bit of a tell, sir. Just a small tick. Your eye, sir.
We've been working together long enough that I suspect you can sometimes see through what I managed to put together. I don't think I'll be using Sergeant Gag much longer. I'm trying to work my way into the headquarters at the moment, and I actually have my eyes on this lovely lieutenant who works there. So I'm hoping to.
And what happens to our
Yes,
dear Sergeant Gag?
Oh, I'm sure he'll slip and break his neck or
Oh,
when I took him out, there was very few options available to me. So unfortunately, I just had to snap his neck.
I put a glass of brandy in his hands. It's like,
Oh.
to your new
Secret.
fox hunt, and
yes.
To getting in without being noticed and fucking everything up.
Yes.
Indeed. Cheers.
yes.
And just one gulp and it's down, and then slammed on the table.
Who is
So-
our target then?
Well,
So who is our target then?
well, we don't have a target per se. We do have a mission passed down to us. I managed to get in contact with one of our chaps off site. I managed to get outside for a little bit, which was very, very nice. It is so claustrophobic in here,
Yes.
especially with all the blasted bombing. I can barely sleep. So,
The conditions here are quite, well, not fun at all.
no.
Have you seen this place?
We are the rebels. What did you expect?
Well, I don't know, slightly better food.
Needs must when on a mission, Gonthrop. You know that.
I do.
Wash away the filth with a little bit more brandy.
Cheers.
Well, if someone's offering.
Well, I was hoping someone would fill me up.
Oh, well.
I removed the decanter that I've been hiding behind my back. I forgot about and start filling everybody again.
Thank you. So, words come down from on high. All those commanders up in their ships. Basically, there is a plan afoot to infiltrate soldiers into this area of the cities. They're hoping to start instigating some house fighting, urban combat, all that messy malarkey. Our job is to disrupt operations around here, maybe distract from the tunnel that's being dug underneath the wall as we speak. And I've heard some being in the garrison headquarters. I don't have access to all of the intel. If any of you chaps could flitter in and infiltrate further in, there'll be tea and biscuits and maybe even a medal. But from what I've heard from the intel I've gotten, is they are planning some form of counter tunneling, which we should nip in the bud before it becomes a problem for those 21st chaps trying to. I think the 1-4 as well are involved.
How unoriginal of them.
The shovelers.
Counter tunnel. Question. Permission to speak freely, Captain.
Always, Gonthrop. Do go ahead.
How many men do they have on this tunnel?
I haven't managed to get close to it yet, unfortunately. I've been tied up with needing to play Sergeant Gag on all the administrative work and seeing to the volunteers and whatnot. So, part of the reason I want to get away from the Gag persona is he really is a bit of a bore. So,
Well, depending on how drastic we want to go, we can simply just take out the bodies needed to sustain such a tunnel. Say,
course.
a good breakout of herpes or cholera,
We started
little
spreading.
food poisoning.
Indeed.
Oh,
We started
God.
spreading rumors that there was some sort of talks going on between, these rebels and us. Some suggesting to sort of make everything a bit uncertain. And we can continue doing that,
course.
destroying their morale and sowing
And
confusion,
the
generally speaking.
bowels. The two twins laugh identical.
Yes. So, do they know about our tunnel?
just
Is
for
there some sort of-
just for the previous thing, because I didn't have a moment to know. Beauty Mark, Gonthrop. Would you please roll me a sleight of hand?
Of course, thank you.
Beauty mark.
So I'm the beauty mark one. I'm not the other one, but the beauty mark one.
Just the
I have to discern between each
Yes.
somehow.
I'm going to ask, do I get a bonus because there was quite a bit of
Yes,
chaos.
plus 10 because of the small amount of chaos that's going.
Thank you. It's much appreciated. Just a little bit of sleight of hand. Please roll well. Oh, that was a -15.
Okay. Yes, you manage your objective.
Oh, interesting. Distressing. All right.
But of course, you won't know that you didn't do very well.
No. But I actually feel quite good about it. I'm feeling like everything is excellent. Yes.
So just so you know, I did say what they are, but glow sticks are essentially like cigarettes. They're kind of like a paper wrap tube with kind of like very, very not hallucinogenic, but very kind of like light drug type.
Like a euphoric state.
Yeah. It's nothing massive or anything. Kind of a little bit like nicotine, I guess.
Sort of little clove cigarettes, who knows?
It's like CBD. Yeah, okay.
Sir, do you happen to know the command structure? We tried to suss it out ourselves, but everyone seems to be so incompetent. They don't know. They're like chickens with their heads cut off. Getting a bit of an idea about their leadership would be helpful if we want to know who to take out.
Of course. Well, the only thing I've really managed to lock down so far is the garrison HQ, of course. So that's volunteers and soldiers posted to this area. You have it's run by Captain Nagar and the lovely lady I'm planning to replace, Lieutenant Van Bjorn. Aside from that, I imagine the characters I've interacted with are the same as you. Obviously, Sergeant Gag, but also Sergeant Valance, Staff Sergeant Valance in the barracks and the mess. But side note, if any of you want to take the place of Sergeant Valance, we could really use some better food. So I don't know if any of you chaps can cook, but would be
Permission to speak freely, Captain.
always, Lieutenant.
I volunteer.
Well, when we obviously want half of the population of the city to drop dead, that will be taken on board. However, for now, I would like to keep our subversive activities fairly subvert.
I gave as much info as I could to Ambrose to do the impersonation for the front half. I was thinking personally if we could find out, well, especially since Valance is a bit of a nanny for the new recruits, well, there could be a bunch of, well, how do we say, misinformation spread, chaos sown.
Be good.
I was hoping we could find out where they have their supplies, I'm thinking we could do a bit of sabotage, couldn't we? It would be jolly good fun to go and ruin their weapons and their, something just...
So we take them on from all fronts, hmm?
Indeed. If their ammo is duds and their scanners don't work, I'm thinking that we can just ruin the chaps on the street with all their gear and perhaps
Sick soldiers. And...
Yes.
Yes.
Indeed.
So
I'd be happy to impersonate the chef if that's what you're getting at.
Indeed.
Although I'll have to tone down my cooking skills a little bit.
Quite a lot, I'd think. Actually.
Quite a lot.
well, the way
if that's where you think my skills would be most put to use, that is.
Well, the way I see the current operation, and of course you all have a modicum of independence for operating, as always. But I would say we need to investigate the tunnel if we are to carry out our main objective. So if there is anyone who'd like to start working on, I will also be trying to find out what I can once I take over this blasted lieutenant. Aside from that, I think the best thing we can do is find ourselves in positions where we aren't quite so required to be on the wall all the blasted time, because it gives us very little opportunity to branch out. So please, in the next couple of nights, I would like all of you to head out, find someone, sergeants, corporals, just positions where you can move around a lot better. take their places, however you deem fit. Make sure the bodies aren't found, and yes, then we can start reconning the area and finding out what there is to blow up, destroy, sabotage, and etc.
Captain, 2 questions. Well, question and a thought. First question is, do you have a timeline on when this sort of our main attack's going to take place? For example, how much time do we have? And then, then also, more importantly, do we know when we want things to, how do you say that? Explode. I mean, we'd like to time it all, to the right timing.
Of course. Well, the main attack, of course, is coming over from the western side of the continent. It's not really much that we need to worry about over there. The infiltration of the city by those grenadier chaps, they are currently digging their way. So I imagine if we can take over or infiltrate the counter tunneling operation, we could maybe get a better idea on when that might be coming through.
Yes,
I'll see if I can find out from my contact, but it is rather difficult to make contact with them, as it were.
Who is in charge of the dig?
I'm not sure about that. That's one of the things I've been trying to find out.
I'm thinking perhaps I might be able to infiltrate the quartermaster.
Ooh.
That might be useful. Finding out, whoever's in charge of the supplies would know quite a lot about what's going and coming, and of course, then we know where all the supplies are. So I thought if I could find out, who's in charge of supplies and just, a little bit of a kill them and then take over their spot, we might learn quite a bit that way.
Of course. I don't know the majority of locations yet. Still finding my sea legs, as it were. Yeah. But I do know there are a few general supply dumps for this garrison. There are a couple of armories, and it is at least one magazine where they keep their ammunition, explosives, etc. They keep them separate from the weapons, as well. You get your weapon, you get your ammunition, and then you go out and probably die. But yes.
Hopefully.
Well, I could certainly reconnoiter this tunnel situation, or I could apply myself to draining some las batteries.
Ooh. I was wondering if it actually wouldn't be more helpful to replace, say, the medic on site at the tunnel. That way none of us have to get dirt under our nails, but we can still be on site.
Then that gives me flashbacks to the Velgradian job.
Oh, that job. That was funny. Oh, reminds me, I checked my pockets. I'm just going to check my pockets.
Okay.
Just pat myself down real quick.
That thing you had, you do not have.
I look at the entire room for a moment, suspiciously.
Mm-hmm.
Pour myself a little bit more of that brandy. And I say, yes, I remember that job quite well.
And Captain Carter reaches into his breast pocket, pulls out this lovely golden case of glow sticks, flips it open, takes one out.
May
yes,
I?
Of course.
I had to toss my flask
There you go, Lieutenant.
north of the wall.
But if I'm out that way again, I'll see if I can't pick it up for you.
Well, I kind of peed on it. You may not want to do that, Captain.
I'll hope that you're a bad aim. It seems a shame to lose a flask.
Well, to each their own.
Well, we need to get in the garrison HQ.
You little bit grumpy there, Gunther.
Just like you can tell that Gunther's a little grumpy. Like, oh, I see how it is. Like you can tell Gunther's a little grumpy about something.
Yeah.
And
there's a little wreath of blue smoke as both Lieutenant Gunthrop and Captain Carter are smoking their glow sticks.
Quick question, out of character.
Yes.
Is the sniper guy, like, are they in on us or no? Like, is there any way to get in contact with them so they could, like, help us out? Or no?
Which sniper guy?
I should be more clear. The one that Ambrose and Gunther spotted?
The activity out there.
Yeah.
So they
Or no?
they weren't 100% sure what that was. Most likely, out of character, what that was. It is some type of like scouting, or like scouting the area, checking in on enemy movements, etc.
Okay, so they're not someone we could like signal to help us in our plan. Like
No,
if someone
Mirror or
spotted us
something?
to take them out. Like
If
okay,
you-
no
if-
problem then. All right, cool.
If you
Just
wanted,
wondering.
you can effectively exfiltrate, I guess is what it was. Get in contact with the people who are scouting out in the area, and then re-infiltrate. It would be difficult though, and
Yeah.
it's something you've already
Sadly.
managed once to
Yeah.
get in here. So
Okay, I just thought maybe having Overwatch would be
Yeah, that would
nice,
be nice.
but okay.
Well,
Sigrid, you and I could go as diggers in the tunnel, maybe. I don't know what they're doing in the tunnel.
you, yes.
Yes.
I might be able before I well, actually, when I take over the lieutenant, I could maybe reassign your current personas. It would unfortunately be a lot of heavy digging and grunt work, but it would be a good way to infiltrate.
Would say that's a bit of a
Gunther
waste
have
of
the
our
same
talents.
gestures, right? Gunther and Gunther have the exact same gestures with this one as we're looking at both of them. I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
What did Sigrid say? I heard something.
Oh, I was saying it was I think a bunch of heavy manual labor would be a waste of our good talents.
Oh yeah, true. Maybe we could be the officers in charge. That sounds more our gist.
You do.
Yeah.
If you can manage to get your knives into a couple of officers in charge of the tunnels, that would be very useful. Unfortunately, we don't have the information of who they would be yet, so a little bit of legwork there would be probably required.
Oh, that's
just-
nothing.
Yeah, go down and listen in the dark.
So I think that's I personally think that that's probably a jolly good idea if those two, Sigrid and Ambrose, went as a bit of a duo to go and sort of
Yes,
scout.
it's a scouting party. Hmm?
Yes, I think so.
You two could come too. Maybe you could be on the opposite side of the tunnel, or you could slip in just behind us.
You know, I was wondering. Somewhere they have schematics of this tunnel. Yes, they don't dig blindly. So, what say we alter the path? They think they are headed due east, and we make them go due southeast.
Well, if we
Missing
can-
our tunnel entirely. Waste of time, energy, and min.
Well, if we can find those plans, I'm certain I can alter them. I'm pretty good at, copying people's signatures and whatnot.
Okay.
That sort of a thing.
Well,
By the way, if they're digging a tunnel, there's got to be, again, equipment, and that dirt has to go somewhere. We just have to follow the dirt, and we'll find what that tunnel is, I
Yeah.
think.
so,
If we can maintain our covers inside the this area, we may be able to assist the grenadiers as they come into the city, and we could wait until they burst out all shooty and
Ooh.
throwing grenades and everything, and we could then enact our sabotage. So your idea to redirect the tunnel, I think, would be a very nice way. Clerical administrative errors
it doesn't
happen
draw
all the
too much
time.
attention. There's no explosion necessarily. It's a slow burn to
There's no
nowhere.
mass death from poisonings.
Oh, we could do that as well, though.
That's
I
still
think
an option.
Yes, I feel like you want both, right? You misdirect the tunnel and you do mass poisonings. Mass poisonings is quite fun.
Mass poisonings is quite fun, but let's not forget Karatas.
let's
Because-
pump the brakes.
Maybe not 11 yet. Okay,
Because
Ambrose.
last time we did a mass poisoning, we had to get out of there very, very quickly, and I do remember at least one of us got shot, and I think it was me.
Well, it's a good thing they had gout, because they couldn't chase us very quickly. Hmm?
They could still shoot their guns. And
Well, next time
still-
I'll work on something that gets rid of digits. Hmm?
I still have to cover up that scar.
wear your scalds proudly. Raise a glass and take a shot.
Scars!
The scars!
The scalds!
Get in.
And then I look to Ambrose and Cedric. Now, about your tunnel, I say we all four go down.
Well, we don't know
Gunther
where the
and
tunnel is.
Well, then it sounds like we need to hit the ground and begin scouting.
So what I have arranged as the lovely sergeant is for all of your current personas to be taken off of guard duty for a few days, for medical checks and bed rest and whatnot, and you're going to get lost in paperwork.
Perfect, yes.
I can't maintain it for long, but you should have a couple of days with no duties, which will give you a chance to investigate and replace anyone you think would be useful to replace, and get rid of those volunteers who, let's face it, A, aren't very useful, and B, sometimes are a little bit rude.
Yeah, well,
Rude. That's strange.
Little bit. No. My sergeant was very off-put by what was your volunteer's name, Gunther?
oh, Ronnie.
Ronnie, of course, Ronnie. Yes, a very, very rude chap.
Some of my best work to date, I dare say. I was thinking, Ronnie's the kind of fellow who just might end himself at the wrong end of a pickaxe in a tunnel for such shenanigans.
Of course, I wouldn't want to put you in that position, but
No, Ronnie put
the
himself in that
sergeant
position.
would have no hesitation.
Who knows?
Ronnie could also end up in medbay. He did eat the beans. And ask for an extra slab of meat.
Brave soldier, at least.
Yes. Well, I say, I'm going to go and try to find, the quartermaster and replace them, I think. And that'll give us quite a bit of information on the back end. I'm thinking, also access to explosives, which, I mean, who doesn't like explosives? But also, of course, equipment's got to go one way or the other, and we'll find that I might be able to look on that end for where this tunnel might be, but also find out their general capabilities and whatnot. Also, I don't mean to be excited about this. I mean, because I know mass poisoning right when the attack's happening is exciting, but also explosions when the attack is coming, I think would also be
Explosions
exciting.
are fun.
Yes,
Explosions
yes.
are fun.
Everybody wants explosions, and nobody wants mass diarrhea. What is it with all of you?
Well,
Gunther, I'd like both.
when
I like
when the masses are exploded, Gunther, I get shot like 50% less of the time as to when you poison them and give them diarrhea and painful feet.
What if it were explosive diarrhea? I'm just saying.
As in, literally, is that something you can do, Gunther?
Can you make explosives?
No, explosive diarrhea. Just
Oh, yes, that's very easy. I can make that happen. Ooh, dysentery.
So,
As long as there's some finesse to it.
I feel like non-beauty mark Gunther is like nursing a cup of brandy at this point and like sipping it, looking into the distance, thinking about explosive dysentery.
And I'm looking to the distance, thinking about just regular explosives. Just both are quite nice, actually.
Well,
It's like we're twins.
for this evening, I am officially saying we should get shit-faced drunk and worry about tomorrow's problems tomorrow. All in agreement?
Cheers. Cheers.
Captain, I'm way ahead of you.
Capital.
I don't
Cappy
think you
is
are
good.
anymore.
Far ahead.
Glug, glug, glug.
Pip.
Excuse me, Sigrid. I have a bit of a note. I know that you are excellent at what you do. I'm very proud of everything you've done. It is an honor to serve with you. However, there's one
Always
thing.
however.
Indeed. I noticed that so far I've been keeping track. You've only had 3 shots, while I've had 4. I feel as if you are lagging. Come now.
Well, I believe you've got me square in your your crosshairs, sir. You have me dead to rights.
just very quickly, sorry to interrupt, but Ambrose, could you very quickly roll me a toughness, just a straight up toughness? Sorry. So on the thing.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah, you just click on the.
No.
Oh,
I succeeded.
Very nice. In that
That's my
case,
first success.
in that case, the Gunther without the beauty mark, could you please roll me a flat sleight of hand?
Oh.
Two.
Your objective has been successful
Thank
with
you.
no one the wiser.
But I'm trying to get Sigrid into a drinking competition, but a good gentlemanly one. Good, all good fun.
Of course.
Just a little bit of yes.
Sigurd, you always know that you don't have to take these challenges at face value. You can always call in a second, to replace you.
So, if I just very quickly may add a little bit of drinking game into this drinking game, because we all know soldiers, especially upper class soldiers. The game is you sit with your hands like this against your chest, touching fingertips, and then take it in turns to try and slap each other in the face. If you get slapped, you have to drink. That is the game.
Yeah.
Jolly good.
Yes. Quite civilized.
Hey,
Very posh.
it's a drinking game. You're soldiers, and this is the
Yo,
type of thing that
bugger.
happens. Just like troopers, this is too real.
I appreciate your concern, Lieutenant Ambrose, but I believe this is a question of my own honor.
Indeed. But also,
I lock up.
I must say that if Ambrose is going to be anyone's second, well, they would be mine. Clearly.
Just as a sidebar, the custom rules for your squad is anyone can slap at any point.
Yep.
So if Ambrose or the other Gunther or the captain decide to, they can jump in and just smack you one. So
This is
Oh.
wonderful.
shall we start the drinking game, chaps?
Yes, please.
Yes, slap attack.
Okay. So
So excited.
Are you saying
is-
you need a second?
I'm saying I would like a second because, after all, do you remember when we were in school? Do you remember?
How could I forget?
It was you and I, or it was Gunther and you. It was one of us and you.
That's true.
Was it?
Ew, hard to tell the difference. Although I think I'm a little bit more skilled at noticing.
It's fair. Gunther, was it you who went and did the thing where you did the knees behind the pushing out of the headmaster? What was that? Was that I? There was the distraction and
Oh no, you had the way with pushings of headmasters.
Oh yes. So I slapped Sigrid. Well, as I was distracting.
I am ready for it. You have to do better than that one. And unless there's a test.
So, this will be a roll of agility versus agility.
Ooh.
Ooh, right.
Yeah, just
Right.
A -5-4. He was ready.
He did roll
Slightly
better.
worse.
He did roll a better agility.
Yes.
So, your very quick movement just breezes in front of his nose
right
as
past
he,
my nose.
moves his head back, and you both go back to the position, concentration. Okay, I was gonna say I sent you a little. Detail.
I saw it.
Yeah.
Oh, I look at Sigrid like, good chap then. Apparently you're a bit more on the ball than I thought.
Ooh.
Well, what gave it away was you asking for a second. You are the one who called my honor, and this is why we're fighting.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. It's all right.
Come up with a better scheme. If you're going to slap me.
Well, I shall then. Well, or Gunther will. I mean, it's really unclear.
Yes, you won't even see it coming.
Oh, I assure you, I will. And yeah, I probably don't.
Beauty Mark Gunther, please roll me an agility.
Oh, I shall.
Slapping.
Oh lord.
There's slapping everywhere. 1-6. Negative 1-6.
You managed to just duck your head out the way as the captain's hand like flies past your cheek.
Ooh.
I reach out and smack the captain as soon as he swings for Gunther.
All right,
Timing.
all right.
Timing.
And
I roll.
Roll an agility, please.
Just an agility. No, I guess this is an acrobatics.
Because of your timing, add 20 to it.
Oh yes, this shall be swell. Jolly good show.
Oh yeah.
A
Jolly
proper
good show.
backhand.
Indeed.
Just clap the like full face straight on the cheek, resounding clap. And if anyone wants to take advantage of that distraction,
yeah, I seize the opportunity and slap Gunther.
Okay, both of you roll me an agility, please.
All right,
As the captain.
no mods to it. No mods to it. We're doing it straight up.
This is the slap
Oh my
attack
God.
happened.
Oh my god, you rolled a. Okay.
What was that agility
You slap
for, Dom?
yourself?
I rolled a 6. I rolled a 100. I rolled a failure, a flat, just critical failure.
Who are you trying to slap?
I wasn't. I was dodging. I thought.
Oh, okay.
No, sorry.
It was beauty mock me. It
Oh,
was,
then,
yeah, beauty
then
box.
yes, maybe
Beauty
I
box.
reach out to slap
Yeah,
Cedric.
you also join in the slap, and it just goes in a full circle. And you slap yourself in the face, and you're like, "Oh no,
Yes,
I have
there's
to
nobody
drink, I
there."
guess." It's like if no one's gonna slap me, I
Yes,
want to.
I'd like to
I s-
participate, please.
I use my short-lived victory to check my pockets.
Okay.
I get slapped, and I fall to the ground
Like that's a drink to you, sir.
as if it were like a terrible
Drink
slap.
to me.
I would like to make a deceive
So-
in order to give me advantage on my next slap.
Well,
as I-
so before you do that, you obviously have to drink. So the captain and both of the twins must roll me a toughness, please.
Of course.
Wow.
A -4.
And I
Ooh, we're getting.
could I flourish my success with a cheeky wink?
You're muted, Dot, just FYI.
Didn't think I could beat a -6, but I proved myself wrong.
You did, didn't you? So let me just narrative this, because this is gonna simplify things very, very quickly. Because non-beauty mark Gunther slaps the captain, swings round carrying on, and slaps herself. They both look at each other and kind of like, oh bloody hell, and then just cheers, clink glasses, down it like this huge like glug of brandy, and immediately fall asleep, like pass out on the couch, and then both of them like slowly slide and then like clack heads together, and they're just
Go.
out.
It's over.
Nice.
I look at Ambrose and Sigrid like, oh.
I've been waiting.
The latest glug for you, Beauty Mark Gunther, has like kind of hit you right in the brain, and you're just like a little bit dopey, a little bit kind of like, but you're still in it. You're not out yet. You've got a chance.
There's no honor lost in succeeding here. Just admit I've won.
Wait.
That's all it takes.
Wait.
I think I've won. I haven't drunk anything yet.
Wait. Who said that?
Oh, you'll get you. Which of you three have said that?
All right.
Gunther, get yourself together.
I'm so...
You drank more than this. I've drunk
No,
more
I-
than this with you.
Oh no! Oh.
Don't embarrass yourself.
Oh no! I would never. I would like to make a deceive roll as I start looking really wobbly.
Okay. Roll me a deceive, please.
Yes, please. Because if there's one thing you know about me, I like to lie.
That's how I got into Juilliard.
Sigrid,
Yes.
Sigrid, please roll me a scrutiny. A scrutiny, please. Sigrid. Sorry.
Absolutely. Scroot. No mods.
No mods, no.
While they're busy, I'm gonna check my pockets.
Okay.
Is that better? No, that's worse.
Yeah. So your guard is a little bit down. So essentially, this takes your -10 that you're gonna have for being drunk, Gunther, and evens it out. So when you go to slap him, it will be just flat again.
I'd actually like to slap Ambrose.
Oh,
With misdirect.
oh, misdirect. Take a +10 to your agility then. Ambrose, please roll flat.
Roll what?
Misdirect.
It's interesting because this is
All right.
This is actually really good training for
Hang on.
Cavalcadre members.
Can I do something here?
Please.
Yes.
Does my Scroot give me the chance to react? Do I know that this isn't coming to me? Could I
No,
step in harm's way here for the slap?
So you wouldn't.
Ooh.
Your scrutiny did
No.
fail the deceive, which means you wouldn't be able to. But
Okay.
you could take advantage of the opportunity while Ambrose might be getting slapped to also slap. I was gonna say slap yourself. but no,
Overslap.
to slap Gunther.
Overwatch slap.
Could you slap like a hand out of the way?
No, like
I'm trying to step in. I would like to step into harm's way of Lieutenant Ambrose's slap, but it seems like that's not going to be possible.
The deceive was too good.
Okay.
Like,
Only
yeah.
a slap.
You
Then
weren't
I will retaliate
retaliation slap. Yes.
disproportionately.
So Ambrose,
I will
please roll
I will
me-
smite you.
Ambrose, please roll me a flat agility. And,
Agility. Okay.
Sigrid, please roll me +20 because you're taking advantage of the situation.
Hey,
Okay,
that's
okay.
a roll.
That's not
You-
too bad.
Yeah. Ooh.
And
What?
Gunther, please roll me an agility as well.
It looks
Very
like
good.
I get a slap in on
Somebody
on
about to have a
Ambrose.
beauty mark slapped off their face.
Yes.
So, okay.
Oh my goodness. This
So-
is amazing.
So
This is amazing.
let me tell you what happens. So
Oh, I
what
see it.
happens is you're kind of like, and then suddenly, like quick as a snake, hand flies out straight onto Ambrose's cheek, whoosh, and then at the same time, like you're like, ha ha, ba-bam, and then at the same time, you just get a whoosh, whoosh from Sigrid on both cheeks as you're like, whoa, whoa. So that's 2 toughness rolls from Gunther, please, and 1 from Ambrose. As you're like, Gunther's like,
Yes.
look.
1-5 for my first, and it's like the slaps from Sigurd are just a little too hard,
Uh-oh.
and I was like, oh.
No,
Okay.
That's a bad.
join
toughness
me.
Ambrose. That just would like. I'm gonna say just because you're all fairly used to
Drinking a lot.
drinking and whatnot.
Nobody wants to see our livers.
No.
Like 90%
but
alcohol now.
what Ambrose does not know is your drink had a little sleepy pill in it. Courtesy of the now unconscious Gunther, who was like not drinking, trying to cheat, before passing out. So like you down it, and it's like booze and also a knockout pill. So you kind of like you down it, everything's fine for about 5 to 10 seconds, and then your eyes just cross, and your head just goes on the table.
I catch Ambrose so they don't hit their head on the table.
Oh, then yeah.
You're such a good teammate.
Hand goes out and cushions the blow.
There you go.
So,
Thank you.
you are.
Can we just not have it be a sleeping pill? Because I would
Yeah.
rather
Yeah.
it just be alcohol, I think.
Yeah,
There's a
yeah,
lot of
yeah.
alcohol.
I mean, it is
Um,
brewed to be the best of
Yeah,
the
yes.
best brandy. So 2
Oh,
shots at one time.
It's very good. So yeah. It's just like the
Super heavy.
golden warmth of alcohol just fills your entire
Yes.
system, and you're like, oh yeah, okay, feeling that, and then just
Yeah.
So we are currently left with Sigrid and Beauty Mark Gunther, who Gunther, you are 5 sheets to the wind. You've added 2 sheets.
That's 7.
You're right.
7 sheets.
7 sheets.
All right. Sigrid.
I'm over here.
Oh, what? Yes. Did you know we are going to get there's a words.
Sigrid, if you want to slap them during this time, feel free
And
to let me know.
I'm ready for the slap.
It seems cruel. I wouldn't. That's cruel even for me.
I know, but I was just
Gunther-
like, that would be such a perfect opportunity.
Gunther,
to be
please-
like,
Right now, I'm trying to invoke the slap so I can counter
For the-
slap. I'm getting
For the
ready
Emperor's sake, please yield. This is embarrassing.
It is indeed embarrassing. I put my hand on your shoulder and I say, "Listen, we should. What's the word? We should slap."
So you'll only take a -20 to agility, when it should be -30 because you've had a lot to drink at this point. It will be flat agility for you, Sigrid.
-6-1. My slap is so delicious.
Oh, it's marvelous. Would you just like to counter slap with that? Yeah.
I parry the slap and riposte with another.
Yeah. And just kind of. So at this point, Gunther, if you're happy, I'm going to say that you're going to visit the land of Nod, also known as Sleeptime Junction.
After I drink one more shot, though.
Right.
First, I want you to know, and I take out one more shot and I pour it.
Yeah.
Sigrid, you should not have slapped my twin as much as you've done tonight. And then I take the shot. And as I'm drinking the shot, I just keep going backwards until I just fall
out of the chair.
And there's like this very slightly tinny snore of teeth against glass as there's like ding 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 ding. And Sigrid, you are left as the last soldier standing in the war of alcohol and slapping.
And so the student has surpassed the master. I will proceed to clean up the mess.
Oh,
because
so good.
and tuck everyone in with blankets because that is the type of person I am.
Okay. And we will
paying more attention to Ambroses than others.
Of course.
Worship, cleanup is the duty.
I give you like
and
a pillow.
I want to lose every time. I will lose this game every time.
Ambrose settles into the pillow unconsciously.
Yeah. I'm just drawing from my student years at university for drinking games with that one. It's always dumb and weird and just like
I love it.
Good.
The more simplistic, the more drunk everyone gets. So we will obviously fade out with Sigrid clearing up and making sure everyone's comfortable. At some point, you get your head down yourself and get some sleep. Probably nurse a glass for a little bit, just kind of musing to yourself with the little fireplace going on. It's quite relaxing and nice when all the others and their chaos hecticness is kind of zoned out. But in the morning, everyone wakes up, sans hangover, feeling fit and chipper and ready to carry on the day. The captain has already left by the time you wake up and has left some instructions, but essentially you all know what you need to do over the next couple of days.
Ambrose,
Yes.
I don't know if you know this, but the game is afoot.
The game is afoot.
You saw that case, the golden case of the captains.
Oh, I did.
That's the target.
That's the target? Did
That's
you
the
see what I
target.
got last time? And they like pull out the baton
Yeah.
with like the gold encrusted and like a skull.
Gold inlaid skull. It's got this lovely like engraving that says authority on it.
Pish posh. That's outsiders. This is our own captain.
See, I feel like isn't that going to kind of counter what we're supposed to be doing, our work? Maybe distract us a bit if we have to hunt him down on top of all the other people that we have to work with. I mean, I see what
So
you're
you think you
saying.
can't do it? Oh, I see. Yes.
Oh,
yes.
I can.
Nice try. Of course I can do it. Yeah.
I don't know
I'd
about
like-
that.
I don't think that you can do it. That's probably why you've tasked me with this challenge.
Oh no, I'm going to get it before you get it. Just so you know. I mean, I'm just telling you that I'm going to get it before you do because I respect you.
I'm going to get it in the next 5 hours. I'd like to see you top that.
Oh, that's
Or-
interesting.
Just to help flavor this a little bit, Gunther, when you saw it, obviously you saw the inside for a second. It said property of Major Stavros Tan. So the implication there is it's already been stolen from someone else. Pretty much.
Our captain is a master at this game.
Well,
Yes.
would you like to say it, or would you like to leave it
I'll
as...
say it. No, I'll say it.
Yeah, okay.
Ambrose, I just want you to know that I already had it in my hands last night. I had it. And then he got it back. So I think this is the most dangerous game there is. By the time we leave this place, whoever has it is the winner for this campaign then.
Complete and total winner.
For this campaign, yes.
Okay. So what does the winner, what does the loser have to do? What are the conditions? What are the conditions of this win-lose?
It's a good question.
I think I probably have to polish my boots for a week.
Polish your... All right. Although, all right, fine. I'm quite good at polishing boots, although I won't need to because, well, I'm going to win. So, good. Good then.
You're wrong. Good. You're the game.
What's this about you winning? As I come down the stairs or whatever.
Yeah.
Sigric, you and Gunther are judges.
No, I
Ambrose,
do not volunteer to judge today.
It's too late.
Why are we talking? It's a bit early.
Drink a bit more. Hair of the dog.
Yes, of course.
Ambrose and I are going to go and steal the captain's ILO stick case. Well, one of us will. I mean, I will. And Ambrose will be so sad because Ambrose will not be able to. And I will, yeah. Oh, if I win, sorry. If you win, I will polish your boots. But if I win, you will have to make dinner. Or, oh, I know. Yes, I have the perfect thing if I win. Now, you, as we well know, are a pretty decent cook, as is my twin. But you know who's not a decent cook? Sigric. So, if I win, Sigric's going to have to make you dinner. And you'll have to eat it.
Cheers. I like this one.
Yes. Well,
Cedric, can you make dinner?
probably not.
We shall ask him.
No. Bloody no.
She looks right at you. They look right at you. Oh, well, this seems like a lose-lose.
Yes, that's what I think. A bit of a dinner between Sigric and Ambrose as punishment because Sigric can't cook.
That sounds like a fine punishment. Yes, I agree. But besides, I'm not gonna lose. So
I mean, who would want to have dinner with Cedric?
I know, who would?
Anyways.
We have dinner with Sigric every night.
No, we're not going to... Gunther and I are not going to be eating this dinner because it's a punishment dinner. So it'll just be you two.
Gives you so much punishment.
Okay.
I think at this point, Gunther finishes whatever dirty glass shot they take first thing in the morning. They go, well, I guess I need to suit up as our dear, what was his name? Robbie?
Ronnie.
Ronnie! That's our dear Ronnie. And go find my way to Medway. Since I did eat a meat slab last night.
I'm going to go and go to the quartermaster to get some new supplies. And by my new supplies, I mean I'm going to get the quartermaster.
Boo! Looks like Cedric and Ambrose are just going to have to be here all alone again.
Oh, I think those two are just... they're just going to have to go look for signs of... Oh, I don't know.
Tunnel.
The tunnel? Yes, the tunnel.
Yes, the tunnel.
Yes.
You act as though we've never been on a job together. We do this all the time. It's totally
Yes.
normal to be alone in a
Professional.
room with Sigric.
Yeah.
Of course it is.
It's very strictly professional work.
Yes.
Yes,
Why
as
wouldn't
you
it
have
be?
reassured us.
Yes. Multiple times.
Multiple
Often.
times.
Yes.
Just work well together. That's all.
Yes,
We
very.
do. We're very professional.
Yes.
Yes.
Indeed.
Well, jolly good, Pip Pip.
But, Pip, well, we'll leave you then. have fun storming the tunnel. You too.
Oh, let me know if you see a med clinic there.
So,
Just on site when you're there by yourself.
Goodbye. The twins.
Just so weird. They're just up to 10 all the time, Ambrose says
All the
to
time.
Secret.
Yeah.
so let's take a moment because I feel like we should kind of figure out what the goals are and what you're wanting to do on this day. Essentially, the sergeant slash your captain, who's posing as the sergeant, man, the cavalcade gets complicated, has cleared all of you. It's basically made you kind of an administrative black hole for a little bit. So you don't have any duties. People assume your places where you're not. If people see you, you know, you can just kind of be like, well, you know, so I'm going about my duties. It probably won't stop you or anything, but just in case you try and get into somewhere like high security, probably a bad idea with your current guises. But yes, what are you wanting to do? Like, there's some recon that can be done, or looking around, seeing where you can infiltrate, all these type of things.
I would like to just casually reconnoiter where the tunnel would be.
Okay.
Yeah, do a stealth thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, I will assume you're going out in your current volunteer disguises.
Yes.
Yeah. We don't have other ones.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
you
what
have
our
just
captain.
yourselves, but that might be a little bit sus.
Yeah.
Okay. In
We just have to look for a clipboard.
Let's have a look here. I think the best way to put this is, what method are you going about searching for this tunnel? Like, are you
Subtly.
asking people? Are you kind of
No, I thought.
casually wandering and searching?
Oh, sure. I mean, I thought I was going to use my eyes, as in, like, literally, like, try to perceive where it is.
You can take a wander
rather than
around
like
and-
socially.
Okay.
I would like to figure out where it is and perhaps get close or anywhere I need to with my two favorite things: confidence and a clipboard.
Okay. In that case, could I please get both an awareness and a scrutiny? The scrutiny can take a +10.
Wouldn't you know it? Those are the two things I'm good at.
Oh,
Awareness,
yes, please.
1.1.
Nice.
Scrutiny,
Lovely
+10.
1.1 degree of success. And a 0.8 degree of success. What do you know? When we have soldiers with a little bit of speciality and skill, things get done. Although most of what's got done so far is excessive drinking and passing out, but you know, it's fine.
Those are valuable soldiering skills.
Yeah.
So is
enjoy-
complaining, and so is digging ditches.
I
Those
believe
are the
it's
things
called
that you
I
do.
believe it's called griping. Is what soldiers do.
It is in the nature.
So Sigrid, as you go about, what you notice is partially what Gunther, Beauty Mark Gunther, said last night. Like, you notice a few trucks heading back into the city, which looks suspiciously covered, and like even one of them probably like drops a little bit of dirt, like just a little bit of dirt kind of falls off, and you kind of note that, like, the direction they go in. And as you kind of like swing in the direction they came from, you start seeing more people, like just subtle hints, like a little bit of dirt on them still, or they're carrying kind of excavation kit, shovels and etc. Starts to get closer and closer, pretty much until you reach, and I'll actually mark it on the map for you. It appears that's this one.
No, I thought you said Gunther. Did you mean us?
Yeah. So Gunther mentioned the possibility of like dirt being traveled about.
Yeah.
You kept that in mind, partially because you were probably the most clear-headed by the end of the night. And this morning, as you go out looking, you see like some trucks and a little bit of dirt falls off, and you're like, oh, okay. So essentially, seems to be about in this area here, which I will ping as well. I'll just make that a little bit bigger so it's visible. Kind of like this little brown blobby area right there.
Right.
You can't. The buildings around it are kind of cordoned off and inaccessible. You see people walking in and showing like credentials, essentially, kind of like a little passport type book, and then being let in. Like everyone, even like what looks like the lowly workers. This is clearly like a important operation with slightly heightened security.
Well, Tyler, looks like this is about as close as we're gonna get. It's 80% sure that's the place.
We could try and get one of those badges.
Aye. Well, I'm the one who found this place. Let's see you get these badges.
Sounds good to me. Is anyone like obviously heading in that direction that has a badge that's like near an alley or something?
Yeah. There's enough of. A lot of them take shortcuts. They're probably going home and all these type of things. So.
Oh, I guess 2 people. We need 2 people.
Essentially, what you're going to have to do is either waylay someone for their credentials so that you can take it back to Beauty Mark Gunther and have replicated for your personas or for any persona you want to take on.
Oh, gotcha. So we wouldn't go in the tunnel right now.
I mean,
no, we would have to waylay somebody for him, right?
What you could do is...
So let's do the... I think I have a plan if we want to, Sheepdog, not to interrupt you.
And I'm down for waylaying.
But this is for purposes, this is your plan, Ambrose, because you're the one who's suggesting it. If you're cool with it, let's just do this. My friend's sick, like the classic "my sick friend" plan, where you're like, hold on, can you help me, like real quick? This guy's fucking puking his guts out or whatever, and we're in an alley or whatever, and then we just beat him up and take their stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. Just like the Velgrid plan.
Depending on your
specialties,
as well, you have options of distraction, pickpocketing, etc. Depends how you want to play it. Yeah.
If we pickpocket them, they're still going to be on their way.
They would report the missing.
So I think we have to do a Velgrid.
I think you're right. Well, you want to head down that alley and act real sick.
Yeah. I guess I'm the sick one this time. All right, that's fair. And all right, yeah. And so I'm gonna pretend to be puking my guts out, or whatever, and just make the sound of retching, and then that's Ambrose would come out and try to get them, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's essentially what I imagine you'd want to do is wait for a lull in traffic where there's just like one person wandering by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Which the traffic is fairly regular, but not like a huge column of ants coming in and out. So quickly enough, you see someone kind of a short kind of stocky guy like with a shovel over his shoulder, like just kind of keeping to himself, probably wandering back home or something.
Yeah, I like step out of the alley and like hit his shoulder a few times. Hey, could you help us? My friend is really sick. I could use your friend.
Oh god, jeez. You want me to go? Oh Lord, okay.
Right now, as soon as possible, please.
Yeah. What? And like he initially was kind of like, can I go and get some? But then he hears the noise and is like rushes over to see if essentially Sigrid is okay.
Well, I'm gonna garrote him from behind.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I punch. Okay. Is it just one guy or 2?
It's just one.
Well, don't we need 2 passes?
Well, so
we're gonna take the passes back to Gunther, I think, so he can make copies for us.
Check.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah, got it.
Or they. I'm sorry.
So, please, Ambrose, please roll me a stealth. With the, you know what? Before you roll stealth, sorry, I think this would be better to color it a little bit. Could you please roll me a deceive, Sigrid? Take a +10.
Really? Okay. I mean, I'm literally okay.
Like, even if you fail, it doesn't mean
Like,
that
is this person
it's-
gonna innately suspect that someone puking in an alley is faking it?
Well, that's why you get the
Is that-
plus 10, but it's just like the way it colors it'll help Ambrose's stealth because they'll be more believing.
Got it. I'm
more-
setting up their stuff. Okay, gotcha,
Yes,
gotcha,
yes.
gotcha.
So you're not like enacting
Okay.
okay, that's not too bad. A little in times, sometimes Cigarette gets a little bit too into the role and overacting can happen. It's not suspect, but there's probably a moment where Ambrose like rolling your eyes, kind of like, oh god, really? This is a little bit theatrical. And so Ambrose, please roll me plus 20 stealth as you come up behind this gentleman.
I forget. Do you have to put a plus in here or just?
Just the 20 is good.
Okay. That's okay.
Okay.
Okay, I guess I get him from behind, but I'm struggling.
96.
Okay, so that's a crit fail.
Like maybe he pushes me back against the wall at the or something, so that I'm caught off guard.
So
All right, you need my help. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
serious help.
you're at the same moment that that your garrote goes over his head. He like reaches his hand up to be like, hey, you okay? And your garrote goes across his hand as well. So you're kind of pulling on the garrote, and he's like, and he manages to get out a little bit of slightly muffled like noises, which before Sigrid manages to do anything about it. So you got a small amount of time. Essentially, you can and you hear like, hello, what's that? What's going on? And you can hear people like approaching from the street. So essentially, you have enough time to like act. Essentially, like you can just straight up kill the guy, leave him here, nick all his stuff, and try and like get out of there as quickly as possible, or you know, like knock him out, prevent, whatever you have. Essentially, you don't have enough time to kill him, knock him out, dispose of him, steal his things. You have enough time to do something, but not everything.
Oh, well, we can't get caught. Like, we can't get caught having left someone in an alley with his badge missing. Like, either one of those, it seems like we're gonna get caught.
Can you take his body with you? Can you just like over the shoulder go?
We can at Bernie's.
It would. That would be interesting.
Right.
What I'll say, just for
maybe
your
since
knowledge.
I was the person who failed, can Sigrid make an action that succeeds?
So, like, technically, yes. What the failure here is he's managed to get a call out, which has alerted people in the street, which means people in the street are coming towards you. Now, you both have the ability to act. So if like, just to give you a few ideas of what you could do, you could spin round, rush out, and try and bluster your way to give Sigrid some time to kill the guy, steal his stuff. That could leave you in troubled waters if they want to check the alleyway, etc.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
right.
You could kill the guy quickly, take his stuff, and run away. Like try and sneak off or run off.
Sure. Oh, I think I misunderstood your options. That makes total sense.
Yeah. So you have garroted the guy and you have him at your mercy. The crit fail was the shout. Yeah.
So, could I suggest something, Kira?
Yeah.
I think the weekend at Bernie's plan isn't the worst plan in the world. So we basically knock him out. They think that someone's sick anyways because of my theatricalities. And so then it's just going to be us two who are going to pull him out being like, our buddy's been sick or whatever, right? And like, that's why he's like this, even though he's like basically unconscious, right?
Yeah.
And then we just have to
great plan.
bring him somewhere to a place to someone stops noticing us and just indiscriminately leave him on a bench or something.
Yeah, let's do it.
Right.
So we just have to carry this guy. So yeah, do you like look up at Ambrose and say that?
you finish garroting him, right?
I think he's unconscious.
He's
Perfect.
he's-
Then yeah, that's all we needed then. Yeah. So then I will grab the pass off of him, and then put also like go to the other side of you. So like he's in the middle of us, and so like you're around him on one arm, I'm on the other, and like we're gonna like have arm in arm, and we're gonna be basically like helping him get back to place because he's been so sick or whatever, and that's why he's unconscious right now.
Okay, so yeah, like
Maybe button up his shirt a little bit so don't see the garrote mark or whatever, and just be like, you know, our buddies, it's all right, you know, and I would call it, it's all right, he's sick, it's just, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, footsteps kind of footsteps you hear, and then a couple of people in the alleyway, they got like shovels and pickaxes, etc. And one of them says, "What's going on? I heard some like shouting or something. Some kind of sounded like someone is in distress."
Yeah, our bud is sick. He's really sick. We're taking him back.
If you want to see the distress, it's back there, you know, pointing back into the alleyway.
I don't think you want to see it, but
yeah, I wouldn't recommend.
So as Ambrose,
Point of order, I bet you can smell the alcohol, because some people, I'm not going to say who, all of us were drinking a lot the night before, and there is like the alcohol smell of excitement, of distress, I imagine, in the alleyway for authenticity.
Seeing as Ambrose is leading the charge on this deception, Ambrose, please roll me a deceive with, I'll say for the sake of alcoholic fumes, a +10.
Wow.
Okay, that's a crit failure. Eric, are you like roll 20, dude? Are you cursing the?
3 and deceive. By
No,
the way.
I'm the one who's permanently cursed. So like, I don't understand how I'm succeeding.
I guess Ambrose is just hungover. Ambrose is just failing at everything this morning.
Wow. I'm not sure what's happening here. This feels very strange. I'm worried. So.
Do they know the guy or something? Like, what's the failure here?
Oh yeah, maybe that's it.
So. Let me just very quickly figure out this guy's name.
Could it be the case that these people are like foremen or something like that, and this guy was like an important laborer guy, and now we're supposed to fill in, and now we're like cajoled into doing like some dumb labor for the tunnel that we didn't want to do in the first place? Like, so could it be that?
I've got it.
Okay, you got it.
Oh, that's Wittick. Yeah, Wittick. Yeah. No. He's.
I've read his chronicles.
Yeah, no. So he's like, look, he has a bit of a drinking problem. That's true. We kind of like to keep it under wraps and everything. We'll take him from here. Don't worry.
You call this under wraps? As we're like holding him, like I jostle him.
Yeah. No. Don't worry about it. Like, appreciate you looking after him and all that. We'll take him from here. And we'll get him back. Like, don't worry about it. It's all right. I'm his foreman. He does good work. He just sometimes has a little bit too much to drink. So
No.
Like,
You're much higher ranked than we are. We are super happy to do this job for you. Just tell us where to take
No
him.
trouble at all.
Right away.
No, because see, we don't want it on official records and everything, like, you know. So
well, we wouldn't tell anybody. We totally understand. I mean, this job is really stressful.
Right. Yeah. But you know, it's our mate, and you know, we work the tunnels together. I mean, you know, we do like we do jobs together and everything like that. So like, yeah, just hand them over. We'll take them, and like you can see them shifting very slightly with like the pickaxe and the shovel, just in kind of like a threatening, like, you're not getting us done over for breach of protocol, etc. Like, you know, it's no hassle to us. He's our mate. We can look after him. It's cool.
Oh. Okay.
And like, they are kind of squared off against you now a little bit, so you can probably feel the tension in the in the request almost
Can
being
we?
a threat.
Can we?
All right,
like,
so Kira, let's
accidentally-
brainstorm this. Yeah, what are we gonna do?
Yeah, Can we like stumble back further into the alley and like pretend that we did it by accident? So like drawing them in so that we could have a proper fight, but not on the street.
So
Do we want to fight them?
because-
Is that the course of action we want to do?
I
So,
don't know.
because,
That's one
um,
idea.
Because you four have been through multiple operations and campaigns together, what I'll say is, as they make that request, you both look at each other, and like through that look, there is
I'm calling their bluff.
essentially, through that look, there's essentially a silent conversation of both of you running through your options and coming to a
Yeah.
split decision of what.
And this is the running through the options. And so
this
like
running through
you
it.
do this, you like, I love this because you're doing one look and I'm doing like the other look, just like, no,
Yeah.
but also this, because right. And
And maybe
in
maybe
my-
I'm like tapping your
Yeah.
arm or something. So we both
Yeah,
have our
you're-
arm around him and like
yeah,
different-
and my look and tap is they're not gonna do anything to us. We're in the middle of a street. Like, if they don't want to get in trouble, they're going to get in way more trouble if they hurt us. And now they have 3 hurt people that they're going to have to talk to about somebody. So I don't feel like, that's my tap and look, nod at you. But
yeah.
as a player, I'm totally going to do whatever you want to do. So you could override me and we can do that. That's fine with me.
I don't feel committed to anything, so
Okay.
I actually really like your idea.
To keep.
Are you sure? Because this is really risky. I'm sorry, Sheepdog. We're like just,
It's okay,
just
it's okay.
let us just muse. Yeah, sorry. Okay.
I just
Okay.
have a couple of pieces of information
Yeah.
that may help. So don't forget, you do have his pass on you.
Yeah.
And if anything, like if they take him away and he wakes up, he's gonna say, "I was security's gonna tighten on the tunnel." Your current personas may be compromised, so you may have to like get new personas or new covers.
We got 2 right here.
The other thing I was just thinking, depending if they're going to take this guy to the medic, we know that Gunther is going to try to become the medic, which means Gunther might be able to take care of that person before they wake up. Right? If Gunther gets their part of the thing in, where they get to take over the medic, if they take this guy to the medic, Gunther might just make it so that this guy is not able to say anything if they wake up, which is a bit of an if Gunther's our medic, our camp medic.
Well, they're not taking them to the medic tent.
No,
that's the problem.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's right.
They're saying like we're gonna take him back home and he can sleep it off type of thing.
So Ambrose like looks back at Sigrid, and the look says, "So you want to just call their bluff and hope that they don't level those shovels at us?"
Yeah, they're not. What are you gonna do? Hit me? Famous last words. And the logic here is that if they're so desperate to protect this guy, then they're not gonna make a bigger mess.
I think you're right. So how do you want to
So
do
look,
this?
mate. Yeah, so like I would probably try to be chummy with them and be like, "Look, chums, I don't know why you're giving me that look here, but he's your friend's sick over there. We're just carrying him off here. Like, do you want to take him? Like, are you gonna try to pry it from us? Come on, we're just gonna go to the tent. We're gonna say that you ate the beans and meat. There's nothing to it. Come on, I'll vouch for you that he's fine or whatever you need. I'm just trying to like smooth it off. Let's do this by the book. What are you gonna do? Make a bigger problem out of this? Kind of like that's my intention here.
Yeah. And they kind of
Also, we have their buddy in their arms, so if they come after us, like that seems like even worse. I'm just gonna, you know what I mean? Like, I kind of have a hostage. That seems really important to them. So
the one who was speaking before, relaxes very slightly and kind of like thinks about it for a second.
be civil.
You're right. Please roll me a scrutiny, both of you. Take plus 10.
Scrutiny rhymes with mutiny. Plus 20.
Plus 10.
Plus 10.
Oh, I didn't add the 10.
Oh, that's 3.8. Good job. Oh, that's a crit success. Okay, because you got a crit success in this
Now we're
situation,
succeeding.
not only do you realize they're about to take a swing at you, you can do, like, get the jump on them before they do.
Cool. Let's do that.
So really, this scene is exactly, what are you gonna do? Hit me? And then
they
I
try and
see,
hit you, yeah.
I see the grip on.
You see, like, the grit and the muscles tense.
No,
and you're
I'm gonna.
like,
Well, the answer that this is going to happen is I'm going to make them hit their friend.
Yeah. And with that crit scrutiny, like, you have enough reaction. Like, essentially, the pickaxe comes over at you, and you just, like, shift to the side very slightly. The guy kind of, like, flaps into the pathway.
Yeah, and gets
just gets
pickaxed
a
by their
pickaxe
friend.
in the chest. Just yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, and like his mate's got a shovel, and he's like,
But
oh shit.
What did you
Ambrose?
do?
What
did you do? Is he okay? And like Ambrose like gets down on their knees to like check on him and see if he's
is he okay?
Is he, and like
It's a sucking chest.
you drop the guy on the floor, and the guy you were talking to who swung the pickaxe is still like holding on, so kind of gets dragged forward a little bit. He's like, is he all right? Is he okay?
No, he's not bloody. He's not bloody. All right, you fucking loon. And I'm gonna
let's go with the pickaxe, and like steps back. It's like, it was an act. I didn't mean. I just wanted to get our mate back.
well.
What did you do? This is horrible. We need to get him to medic immediately.
No, yeah, you're right. We'll go get a medic. And he like turns to his mate, and he's like, let's get the medic. And like, unless you want to try and stop them or anything, like start running off out of the alleyway.
No.
But,
I think we're gonna peel out.
What? I'm going to give you this scrutiny because you got a crit success on scrutiny, and Ambrose, you also did really well on scrutiny. They're not going to get the medic. They're just running away.
Yeah. A+. Our plan has succeeded.
But they have a. But they have a pick. Like what?
No, the guy is still there on the floor with a pickaxe in his chest.
Oh.
I mean, we could just leave him. So Ambrose watches them run away and kind of looks up at Sigrid like, well, I guess we could just leave him here.
Yeah. Yeah, I shrug. It's okay.
This is what happens when you flip flop between crit fails and crit successes. It's like,
that was outrageous.
Now you have 2 badges.
It's true.
but you only have one.
We only have one. We only have that guy's badge. I was thinking about a way to.
Unconscious guy.
I was thinking about of trying to convince them to give us their badges, but I couldn't think of something in the moment. So
Yeah.
That's
So
okay.
would you just
Yeah.
like to essentially leave the guy there
Back-
with a pickaxe in his chest, wander out
Yeah.
of the alley whistling, and just wander off down the street?
yeah, because I'm pretty sure the police are gonna talk to their foreman and stuff before they talk to us. So
Yeah, and like
I have no problem with that.
it's easy enough. Like if you're worried about them like having a conscience or like a deciding to come clean or anything, you can always track them down
Oh.
later. But the thing is like they have so much more to lose in their minds than you, because you're just 2 people who were trying to help out, and they were trying to not get in trouble essentially, and threaten you and stuff, and everything went south for them where they killed their friend or like their co-worker, and
They're in a
know,
Coen Brothers movie.
the only problem you could have later on is, and this will occur to both of you, just because you're scrutiny roles there. Like, it's possible that later on they'll be like, we can't trust them not to talk. Like, let's find them and kill them. I imagine by that point you'll probably be different people, but
Yeah,
just something
sure.
to think on.
All right. Well, I imagine we, as Ambrose says, we're just gonna leave them, and we're gonna just carry on our business. Probably meet up with our Gunthers, with the card when you have a chance. So maybe we can send the camera over to them. Or
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the good news is that through some very nice scrutiny and awareness rolls, you've managed to track down the location, like suspected location, because you're not 100% sure, of where the tunnel is being dug.
What does the pass say?
So the pass is just basically like
Secret
know,
site entrance signed by the commissar. Like what is it? What is it?
It's like
like
labor duty, the sector
Clearance.
that you're in, clearance X for special
Okay.
projects. It's probably a special project wormhole or something really obvious, you know.
Jorgmundir something. Yeah. Okay.
Jormungandr.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So speaking of the twins, I think let's visit them and see what they're doing. As Sigric and Ambrose probably like a little no, actually very nonchalantly just slip out of the alleyway, leaving dead worker in there, with the very nice pass on to hopefully be turned into some forged documents in the future, and the knowledge that while that could have gone better, it ended up okay.
Gotta find solace where you can.
Oh yeah. So, special project secret tunnel. Sorry, I just just made me think of Avatar secret. Just like there's someone at the front of the front who's where they're like checking people's passes, just singing secret tunnel. Sorry. So yes, our wonderful twins. Shall we see what you are, what mischief you are getting up to? Indeed.
We're looking for our targets.
Okay.
Quartermaster and head chief medic.
Okay.
Scoping them out, like trying to find them, get a sense of them.
Yeah, I
Where
think
they
I'm actually
go?
gonna go in as old, our dear little Ronnie, and also play up the like, ugh, I'm sick, and then wait for Ronnie to get in there and figure out what's going on, right? And then I can always drop Ronnie and take on whatever I need to, but
Yeah.
I imagine,
You don't currently know, like, sick. So just so you know, because you know this as a volunteer, sick troopers just generally get shoved into the barracks. It's more often for like serious injury and battle stuff that you go to the Medicaid area. You're not sure where it is as well. You need to like locate it through means of.
well then so then here's
asking.
another question. We don't know. I guess they wouldn't have then a medic site on site at the dig, yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to decide if that's the best option then at this point, because triage is one thing, but okay, so they're not gonna have like a base clinic to treat people. They're just gonna be like, suffer through it.
For like sickness and like if you're feeling ill or whatever, they'll just shove you in the barracks and be like sleep it off or or just make you carry on working. Desperate times.
Yeah.
When you get like shot or stabbed in battle, that's when they tend to take you off to fix you up so you can go back out and fight again. Yay, war.
Like football players with traumatic head injuries that just go back on out there.
Yeah, so it'll be fine. To give you a few like possibilities, yeah, it shouldn't be too difficult to find where the medical like building is. You could ask around, you could just go looking for a while. So
I mean, if it's not obvious, I imagine it's hiding, so the only way to get in is to be somebody that is sick or to have the right badge, yes?
well, the only reason you don't know where it is because you haven't had course to know where it is. In the orientation, they don't kind of take you through all the buildings and that. So, a cursory walk might net you where the medical place is, or it's Actually, could you roll me Medicaid with a +20, please? Because this is fairly easy. This is more Medicaid knowledge than.
Okay.
Okay.
That wasn't great.
78. You know, it's not a huge failure. So your most likely educated guess would be that it's probably not by the wall, by the front lines. There's a possibility of it being further in, away from where the front lines would be. But the exact location of which, like, the only other thing I can really give you is that you're pretty sure it wouldn't be in the band of bombing, where the bombers go through all the time, because that would be kind of counterintuitive.
Right. I'm just trying to decide if this is the right move now, knowing that it's not the kind of medic stuff I was originally looking for. Does that make sense? Because it's not going to have the same connection to, like, the tunnels as I was looking for, right? Like, I was looking to treat, like, dudes that had concussions and stuff like that were coming out of the tunnels. But if that's not going to be the case, this may not be the best move for us. Or at least Gunther's original guess, because right now we're focused on the tunnels.
Right.
Not on sabotaging people at large.
Yeah, it definitely wouldn't help for Operation Secret Tunnel. But it may help just infiltration in general. So, like, you're right. Like, for the tunnel, it wouldn't really help.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide what is priority, right? If the tunnel is priority, then I don't need to worry about trying to take down dudes. I need to try to figure out how to get us more information on the tunnel.
Okay.
And I don't know how to do that yet. Trooper, you're up.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna go to supply.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to the supply sergeant, whoever our quartermaster is, and what I want to do is, because some of the other people are the ones who go and do a lot of murder. Sigrid's really, like, actually my team, they're really good at knocking people out. You saw from my slapping, I was not as good. What I want to do is go to the quartermaster, and I want to find out, get eyes on them, see what they look like, and then just kind of follow their like, I'd like to know where they go to sleep, like what their patterns and habits are, so that I can then tell Sigrid or Ambrose so that they can, knock them unconscious. Like, like I'm doing my intel. So, like, my goal is to get eyes on the quartermaster, study their habits, find out where they go, so that I can give a target to my team. And once I've done that, I think I will do a bit of a mosey around to find other good targets that my team might be able to take their identity of.
Okay. Would other Gunther, not non-beauty bot Gunther, would you also like to kind of go with and just do like a general recce with your twin?
Yeah, I mean, I can. I'm not dressed. I mean, I'm still dressed as very
Ronnie.
Annoying Ronnie.
Oh yeah. And,
so if we're looking to do anything discreet, you do not want Ronnie with you, because Ronnie is not discreet.
But that's sometimes the discreet part. You know what I mean? That you're just like your troops wandering around.
Yeah.
You're conspicuous,
So
basically.
in that case, could you both give me, let's say, a +20 awareness as you're kind of like wandering about? Just like keeping an eye out for things of use, things to note for the future, and etc.
2.5.
Because we're looking, like, I want to get the quartermaster, and then, because, like, basically I know that Sigrid and Ambrose are doing tunnel recon, and we also need other persona. So if we can, like, basically try to, like, scope out different people, and we've got maybe we've got Valens, maybe the quartermaster, maybe also the chief medic, if we can get eyes on that person. But I want somebody really good for Sigrid as well. So, like, just looking for people who would have mobility and that they can take on, and figure out, like, where they are, where's the best place to waylay them.
Okay. So, for a beauty mark, Gunfrop, what you locate is the kind of standard armory, which is in that little grey bit there. I can ping it if you need. Just let me know. Is just below the mess, kind of down a side alley. Essentially, that's where, like, the weapons for volunteers come from, and probably there's a small cache of ammunitions just, like, taken from the munitions. Okay, because of your success, regardless of whether you want to use it or not, you have pinpointed the let's call it a field hospital for the sake of argument. It's a bit not quite a field hospital, but the red building, the red dots there denote like kind of medical
Okay.
medical buildings, trauma stabilization, you know, like
Yeah.
basically.
Do they? I'm guessing they have a uniform.
Yeah. It's you know, let's call it like a marker on the military uniform that designates them as Medicaid.
That would be issued where?
Probably in one of the supply dumps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Incidentally, of which I'm about to mark a couple for you.
Perfect.
Which is where we're
okay.
where
Which
I'm
is
trying
where
to.
we're kind of headed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So one other thing I was thinking about, I just had to sit on it.
Sure.
Gunther could also, I mean, I imagine at our sweet little pad we've got over here where we play all these drinking games, I probably have a still in the bathtub, or I'm brewing something in the tub, right? What better way to assure the troops are distracted than to bootleg alcohol throughout this camp? Like, just... Right? Because Ronnie's like, hey, who wants some booze? And just start giving it so people are drinking on shift or they're high. Like, the goal is to kind of sabotage all of the soldiers by giving them something to distract them with. So that might be just an ongoing thing. Like, every time I meet some new soldiers, just passing it out.
Yeah. So I have marked the efforts of you wandering around, seeing what you can see, trying to actually, could I get a I think we'll call it stealth, but seeing as like there's really no one on the lookout for you and you are in your personas, let's call it a +40 stealth. Actually, just to, you know, just in case there's any instances of like standing out or suspicion or anything.
Wow.
Did you roll a 99?
I
You
did
did.
roll a 99. That was pretty terrible.
Um,
Awful.
How do you? Okay.
please volunteer towards us as you currently are. Also roll me a scrutiny.
Chaos sabotage. That's our
Both
team
of us?
name.
I rolled a
No,
4.
just me.
Oh, okay.
Because 2-4.
Okay. There's a moment where you just notice it looks like a corporal, maybe a sergeant. You don't catch their insignia properly, who's passing by you, and there's nothing untoward. You know, there's nothing that shouts to you like they've made a move or they've clocked me or anything, but it's almost like that feeling you get when you like walk through a door and you see your twin. It's like that recognition of sameness. You get that feeling from this person who just walks past you in a crowd, and you get the feeling like they probably took the same note. And you kind of like you keep your awareness as you go, and you see them like turn a corner and disappear around the corner, but you just get that feeling of like now you feel like something's wrong, essentially.
I give a nod to my twin. I imagine we're like on opposite sides of the street, you know, so we can see each other, but we're not walking together. I give a nod like something's bad. And so I'm going to go get out of vision and become Sergeant Gag.
I was about to say, well, since my stealth was at a 4,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to hide in plain sight, can I help by causing a distraction of some kind or drawing attention?
So no actual, as far as you can see.
No alarm came up. It's just somebody.
No alarm came up or anything. Like nothing overt has happened. It's more like just a bad feeling that Gunther had.
Yeah.
So if you wanted, you could also like make yourself kind of more visible and make a misstep of some kind to put suspicion on you as well. But for yourself, for your thoughts, I'd say not.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just won't blow cover then.
Actually, on your stealth, what you could do if you like again, that like working together and twins and being in so many operations together, you could share a glance and essentially drop back to see who starts tailing your twin.
Oh, that's even better. Yeah. Since I want to know, I guess I'm looking to find out more information. Like, stealthing is fine, but my character's not really a stealthy character. They just happen to roll really hella well.
Yeah, sometimes you roll well.
Right. So, like, I need to be out in plain sight, and I want to figure out why they're in a panic. Because seeing them in a panic makes me think I need to react, but I'm not sure what to react to.
Like, I just give you the heads up that like, ooh,
Right, something's
like
wrong. My immediate reaction is go on the defense, but I gotta figure out what it is. Yeah.
I will say also, Gunther, like you can't like change into
gag.
Like you could maybe make alterations and just be nondescript trooper. If someone was to like come to you and be like, "Hey, who are you?" You wouldn't have anything to back it up, like papers or anything along those lines. So it could be a problem, although they are reasonably disorganized. Who knows? It would be a risk. I will say what probably goes through your mind is if there's a threat, like an unseen, unspoken threat, you can maybe draw it out just by continuing to play this role for a little bit and seeing who bites, kind of like a fishing operation, you know, you're the hook and your twin is the line.
Yeah. In which case, I'm going to move myself in front of my twin, so my twin is behind me, so that if they come,
like you both move at exactly the same time. Like you have that look, and then it's just like you shift forward, your twin shifts back.
So that if somebody's going to follow me, my twin will be behind whoever it is that's following me. And I want to move to a place where, if someone were going to want to do something sketchy, I would be very isolated and alone.
Okay.
You know, i.e., they would also be isolated and alone and away from lots of guards. And I'm thinking about if I know, generally speaking, where my other buddies are, I want to sort of try to snake my way, right? So that if I'm being followed, I know I've got my twins got my back, but maybe we might be able to get the other two to see where we are, right? It's kind of like a walking.
Okay. Casual, etc. Right. Please roll me a deceive. Just flat deceive here.
I will do. Roll well, people. Roll well.
No crits.
-5-4.
Did I curse you?
Yes, that was
that
was a 100.
You literally called
You
it.
literally rolled 100.
I feel like I cursed you.
You did. So I think that
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just need to throw something in chat.
I think that I'm I think I'm thrown by the person that I like. There was that look of recognition through me, and
how I would describe your feeling, especially going off this deceive, like throwing you off so much. It's like if you were a fox in the woods hunting a rabbit, and suddenly you come face to face with a wolf.
Yeah,
that's the kind of feeling you got.
Yeah, like what I also want to do is make sure that whoever it is that's following me, because I feel bad about this, does not notice my twin. Like that's important to me. That like I'm trying to make sure there's enough distance.
The deceive is for yourself. Do not worry. You have not compromised your twin.
No, but that's just like my thought.
Definitely.
And I'll tell you, I check my pockets.
Oh, okay. Your pockets are clear.
Okay. Just in case, I just want to make sure that, like, am I the one? Okay. But I continue forward, right? Like trying to draw out this person in a way that maybe my twin can do something about it.
So what I'm going to say is you wander, you cut through an alleyway, you walk, and you still have this feeling it's not going away, and things like you've basically hit that cavalcadre mode where it's like, okay, this is time for my death. I feel like I'm gonna be cornered. Cornered somewhere in a dead end. I'm gonna be fighting for my life. And as you find yourself in a dead-end alleyway, waiting for a blade to come out of the darkness, we'll
Back against something, right? Back against something,
back
looking for.
against, yeah, all of your senses on alert. We'll come back to this next week.
With my twin somewhere.
Yep.
Oh, I'm
So,
there. You know it.
Rhythm, I summon
Nice.
thee.
Oh,
Oh God, I'm so sorry, Trooper. I
Oh,
cursed
I'm
you,
excited for it.
and-
I mean, you gave me the 100, but I'm here for it.
Yeah. So yeah,
You'll have to
there-
wait a
there
week
you
to
go.
find out. Oh dear.
True.
All right, we are going to wrap up for today. We're going to be heading off to do an after show, but first we'll go through the announcements again, and then everyone can tell you where you can find them. So we got some GM notes coming soon for Dungeons and Dragons Ascension, some secret behind-the-scenes gubbins. We also have the VTM Silence of Shadows final character sheets for season 2 of our VTM campaign. You can check out those now, see where the characters ended up. And we got a new show next week on Saturday. Call of Cthulhu campaign, gemmed by London Carlisle and featuring Grant Ellis, Katie Peters, Vandy, and Enter Elysium. So look forward to that, and make sure you tune in. We'll of course be back here next week on Sunday as well. Also, as of in 2 minutes' time, you can check out the finale of Mass Effect Mercs Season 2 over on our YouTube when it goes live. 1 minute now, 1 minute to go, and then you can watch that. Perfect timing. All right, let's go through people and see where you can find them. Let's go in reverse order this time. So we'll start with Kira. Who are you, and where can we find you?
Hello, I'm Kira. You can find me mostly on Twitter talking about game things and posting cute pictures of my snakes. And my Twitter is Kira Serpentine. Yeah, that's me.
All right, Trooper.
I'm Trooper SJP, and you can find me on my Twitch channel, Trooper SJP, on Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern, where I GM City of Light and Shadow, which is a Fate French Resistance campaign. And I'm also GMing on Saturdays at 6 p.m. over at Weave the Tale Tachyon Squadron. And
Nice.
this week, actually, starting up at 2 p.m. on Saturdays, so this coming Saturday, over at Table Story, I'll be GMing a gothic horror steampunk game called Clockwork Dominion, Midsummer Mysteries. It'll be like, there's like fae and steampunk and magic and doom, and you can find me at those places or at Academic Foxhole on Twitter.
All right, Dot, what are you up to?
Hey friends, I'm Dot. I'm up to the same usual shenanigans, both here and everywhere. You can find me as Little Red Dot, where I do a lot of producing of TTRPGs. I work for Kobold Press. You can check me out over there producing for them and kicking up some stuff. And then I got a swell little VTM podcast I do with some familiar faces right here off roll for it. So check that out. It's called Stitch of Fate.
And Eric, where can we find you?
Oh, you can find me everywhere at Eric Fulgaris.
Everywhere?
Everywhere. Except TikTok, I guess. I'm not on TikTok.
All right, and Sheepy.
Hello, I'm Sheepdog, and I run The Wandering Inn, which does TTRPG shows, just starting up. And yeah, actually, this Wednesday, we're having a little podcasty chat. We chat about TTRPGs and stuff called The Bar Brawl. I'm having a Trooper on, so we can have a very long-winded chat about probably everything, judging by our conversation so far.
And there might be divas involved, so you might want to be there.
Yes,
Just
of course. There's gonna
saying.
be divas.
I see you. I see that hair.
All right, then.
Lovely.
That's where you can find all of everyone's stuff. Go check them all out because they are all, of course, awesome. And that's where we're going to leave it for today. We're gonna go do an after show, so you can check that out soon on the Patreon to find out, more secrets. There's a couple of questions I wanna poke the cast with to reveal certain things that are still secret, but you might have seen hints of on camera. So after show, people will get a little bit of extra information, maybe sooner than people will in later episodes. But there we go. Thank you for watching, and may the dice roll ever in your favor.